Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president again.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 20.
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So, right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8th electoral vote, in Indiana with its 11th electoral vote, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Together, we will make America great again.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to a wild and crazy day in the world of the internet. Holy shit, we have a lot to cover tonight. We have a lot to discuss. It is wild. It is wild. The day started out where I felt like I knew what direction I was going to go, and holy shit, man. It's just been one thing after another, and we're going to talk about all of it here today. Major shit going down. And just when you thought, like, oh man, this has already been a crazy day, it gets even crazier. Woo! Man, oh man. Bruce Flash for 20 ready to switch funding to the Geeks and Gamers site directly at a moment's notice. Hold the line 199. Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate it. Yeah, we've got the join the 199 tab over there, and we're getting everything in place. That's something we've been working on for a while now. But we're going to talk about all the craziness that's going on today. We got Lady Erin D with 5 gifted memberships. What's up, Lady Erin D? How you doing? Yeah, so today, this is what I was going to start today off with, and this is what we're going to start the stream off with, because this is a big deal, okay? And I'm going to need all of you to help me out. Look at Meta PCs. Look at Meta PCs with a big old red, MAGA red 999, 99.99 with a 199 with a salute. Hail Meta PCs, where you can go and you can use the promo code G199 and you can get yourself a little bit of discount over there. Hail Meta PCs. Thank you so much. Absolutely awesome to see Meta PCs here. Look at that. Unbelievable. So check this out. This is what we were going to start the day off with right here because this was awesome. I got this email last night. Someone said that this happened on Don Jr.'s Triggered podcast. Listen closely, ladies and gentlemen.
Your dad should go on D-Day Cobra cast. He's a big Trump supporter. I don't know who that is, but I'll check it out. That could... Listen, I think he's done a lot. I mean, obviously, what did he do? He did Sean Ryan. He did Lex Friedman. Obviously, was doing Nelk and a bunch of those guys. So, I mean, he's certainly out there doing a bunch of those things. Your dad should go on D-Day.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Is my camera lagging? Because if so, I can just switch to my other camera. Let me switch to my backup camera right here. There we go. So if I'm lagging, I shouldn't be lagging now. But so there's Don Jr. Thank you to whoever said that in his chat. I do appreciate it. And here's what I can tell you, okay? Here's all I can tell you right now. That from what I understand, someone that I know has made a phone call. And the phone call, I don't know what the result of the phone call was. All I was told was, I'm going to make a phone call. You got to make me 2 promises. If this happens, don't embarrass me and don't fuck it up. I'm like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, you know, we will see. But absolutely awesome. And that's a testament to all of you. Now, one thing that specifically within the conversation, okay, was they said, I need some numbers to work with. I need some numbers to work with, like some analytics. Give me some analytics that I can use to let them know like what you have going on. So do you know what I went for? You know exactly what I went for. I said D-Day Cobra was the 5th most super chatted channel in the United States of America last month. And Geeks and Gamers was number 19. That was what I said. I was like, so that's going to work. Number 5 in the United States, 2 channels in the top 20. That was my claim to fame right there. I was like, use those numbers. That's the best thing I can present right there. And that's a testament to the audience and everything like that. So, and the whole thing is if this does happen, I've got a lot of ideas. Will it happen? I don't know, and I'm not going to make any promises or anything like that, and nor has any promises been made to me. But the fact that you guys are out there just trying to make this happen, when I've actively said that I'm not really looking to make this happen, but you guys continue to try to make that happen, really do appreciate that. Unbelievable stuff. So thank you all. I really appreciate that. Good stuff indeed. So that happened, and that's what I thought I was going to start the day off with. I thought I was going to start the day off going, hey, and of course I did do that. But about halfway through Geeks and Gamers Daily, so just a little, inside baseball. So this morning, Drunk 3PO, hail Drunk 3PO, subscribe to Drunk 3PO. He's almost at 100,000 subscribers. He told me about what was going on about this coordinated targeted harassment campaign towards me and Nerdrotic and Ryan's channels. And I said, I'm not gonna give them any oxygen or any attention. We'll have to see what happens with that. And so about halfway through the show, it started to. It was clear that this was 100% like a coordinated effort to try and get all of our channels in trouble. So I had to mention it, and thankfully I did mention it. And I mean, a lot of people started to talk about it. Team YouTube responded. So some of these tweets I don't have access to because I'm blocked. So essentially what has happened is you have a couple of these Star Wars channels that have decided to tag Team YouTube and make up absolute lies about me and Gary and Ryan and say that we are targeting and harassing the actors and the actresses working on Star Wars films and TV shows and everything like that. And they're blaming us for the failure of The Acolyte. And because they're upset that The Acolyte got canceled, they're now tagging Team YouTube, and Team YouTube responds to Molly Damon here and says, we really appreciate you bringing this to our attention. Mind reporting the channel video in the official reporting tool, yada, yada, yada. So Ryan made a video on this, and I think that it's a really good kind of breaks it down a little bit here. So let's listen to Ryan from RK Outpost really quick, kind of really show you what's going on here.
Get the Acolyte renewed, demanding that YouTube take action against my channel, against Geeks and Gamers, and against Nerdrotic, because they shouldn't be allowed on your platform. It's not okay for them to not like a show and criticize the people involved with it. No one should be funded to spread hate. It's time to stop allowing bigotry to pay. Demonetize Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, and Ryan Kinnell, RK Outpost. Hey, that's me right there. And along with it came this big list, a list effectively of demands. These are the things we think are wrong, and this is what you have to do. Star Wars fans won't stand by and let YouTube continue to platform these people. And I'll go over some of the specifics of this letter a little bit later, but I wanted to show you, right? We're talking about hundreds, right? Hundreds of people simultaneously putting out the exact same message. You want to talk about toxic fandom? You want to talk about an actual coordinated harassment campaign? This is exactly what that is. And interestingly enough, in addition to all of the randoms out there, all the nameless, faceless people who only exist to love a bad Disney Star Wars show, apparently, it was also spearheaded and amplified by Star Wars YouTubers, people like Molly Damon, half of Star Wars Explained. You know, ironically enough, I used to call Molly Damon the better half of Star Wars Explained. I really haven't gone after her too much for anything. Quite frankly, I don't really go after other YouTubers.
He doesn't even talk about other YouTubers. Ryan never talks about YouTubers. But showing how all of these tweets all happened at the same time. All of these tweets within the same time frame all started to happen. This is the definition of a coordinated and targeted campaign. This is the definition of it. And it is so obvious what is going on to anyone with a working brain and the slightest bit of common sense. You know, and thankfully there's been a lot of people out there. You know, here's that Star Wars girl that says, hey, Team YouTube, this person you are replying to is currently part of a mass hate campaign attempting to deplatform, cancel a bunch of fellow YouTubers because they don't like them, which goes directly against your terms of service. If you're going to look into anything, start there. And that just puts it into perspective right there. Here's Jessica. This girl has fabricated a massive hate campaign to deplatform fellow YouTubers just because she doesn't like them. They haven't done anything wrong. They've merely expressed their opinions. You've got Horror Amarada says a targeted harassment campaign against Nerdrotic, Ryan, and Geeks and Gamers is going on and currently ramping up. It is insane how quickly this thing got out of control, and it was obvious. It's so obvious that it is a targeted campaign. And Jay even said it right here. So I believe false flagging and sending others to other YouTube channels to harass them in the chat and or report them is against YouTube terms of service. Could get your channel removed. And it could. And so I just said, you know, of course I responded. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. So there you go. Always using a Trump gif at any point that I can. So that's where we are with that. And it's not going to slow down. It's going to continue. It's going to continue. And this is, so this same group that started this, which was called Rewriting Ripley, they tried this about 3 years ago with all of us, and it failed flat. They're using Milo Yiannopoulos. I think that's how you say his name. I don't give a fuck about Milo Yiannopoulos. I don't know who Milo is outside of, apparently he's a dude that used to be gay, and then he became a right-wing grifter, and now apparently he's trying to, I guess, become relevant again. I don't know anything about this dude, and I don't give a shit. I don't care about this dude. It means nothing to me. But yeah, used to be, yeah, because apparently he's not gay anymore. I guess that was the latest thing that he's trying to go. I have no idea. Anyway, I'm just going on what I've heard. So your support obviously is appreciated wherever it is, whether it's on Rumble, whether it's on Kick, whether it's on YouTube, whether you're going to 221B and getting some of the latest merch that we have, supporting us directly on the website. Whatever we can do, you know, whatever support you can give is greatly appreciated. And obviously supporting us here, you know, because it's absolutely insane. And hang on. Let's see. Somebody wants to pop on. Hang on. Krista, pop in here for a minute. Let's see. Hi, Krista. How are you?
Hello. Good. You?
I send a link to. I just sent you a messenger.
Okay.
Send a link to that person, and this is going to be an interesting episode of Cobra Cast right here. We might break the internet, ladies and gentlemen. We might break the internet. So let's hear what we have to say. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what happens here. But I'm going to continue on talking about this, and then we'll see Krista getting a lot of attention in the chat. That never happens here on Cobra Cast. That never happens. Very, very interesting indeed. But yeah, so this is a disgusting act by any content creator to actually, try and target another fellow creator's YouTube channel simply because, why? Because we get more attention than them. We get more views than them. We get more views, more attention, and more people agree with us. That's ultimately what this comes down to, and this is why they hate us so very bad. And I'm sick and tired of it, but at the same time, it's laughable because they're not going to be successful with this at all. They're not going to be successful. YouTube has been doing that. They've been going after us for like 6 or 7 years, claiming that we violate YouTube terms of service, that we're harassing people, that we're harassing creators, all of that. And it's not going to, no, we don't. We know what we're doing. We know that the YouTube terms of service exist. We have never harassed people. We have never created targeted campaigns. They are actively doing the very thing they are accusing us of. That's how the left operates every single time. Every single time. So that's where we are. That's right. Number 5 in Super Chats last month. Let me get a couple of these that just came in. I saw JMNZZ450 says, due to the most recent Geeks and Gamers controversies involving bigotry, I've had enough. I will be launching a campaign targeting Jeremy and all of Geeks and Gamers with non-homosexual love. Well, isn't that nice? Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, JMNZZ450. You know you like when I say that. You know it. It just rolls right along. Let's see. Yeah, so there's a lot going on with Tenet Media, and I'm going to talk about all of that a little bit later. A lot of people were questioning if I was going to talk about that. You're damn right I'm going to talk about that. That one takes it to a whole different level because on one hand, I'm sitting here going, okay, well, we start out the day, I've got a Don Jr. shout out. Okay, cool. Then a targeted hate campaign's happening towards me and my fellow friends on YouTube. Well, the day just got interesting. Then you have this insane story surrounding Tim Pool, Benny Johnson, Dave Rubin, and Tenet Media about an indictment from the DOJ. Let me be clear. I stand with Benny Johnson. I stand with Tim Pool. Fuck Dave Rubin. He's a bitch. So I'm not even going to, this ain't a front. Like, fuck Dave Rubin. Rubin's a bitch. So I don't stand with Dave Rubin. But Tim Pool, Benny Johnson, and I don't know Tim. Obviously, I know Benny. But I'm not going to sit here and fake it like I think Dave Rubin's a piece of shit. I really do. Like, I can't even front. Obviously, I don't want him getting caught up in anything that he didn't do anything wrong. But he blocked me on Twitter. He's a complete DeSantis shill. I have nothing for the guy. So, not a fan at all. But we will discuss that a little bit later on because it is wild. Let's see. Hang on. Carissa, did you send the link?
I did.
You did? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I just told him it was on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
You sent it on Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay. Or on X? On X? Okay. All right. So, yes. So
thank you for everybody saying hi to me.
Go ahead and say hi back. What do you think about all this craziness, Krista?
I'm honestly sad because it's like we should have opinions on stuff and shouldn't be taken down for that. I mean, these people are insane. And, they say that we have no love and we only have hate in our hearts. But honestly, it's the opposite way. It's like they like to preach like, oh, if you don't like something, don't say anything. Well, practice what you preach. If you don't like what you see on the other side, then don't say anything. So that's all I have to say about it.
Look at that. Very well said, Krista. I'm sure the audience is. I sent the link too, so in case you didn't get it, why are my text messages not going through? It's so weird. I know who I'm texting, and they have an iPhone. Probably that's a problem. Okay, but the internet's not ready for what's about to happen. No, it's not Donald Trump. So don't think that, everybody. Okay, it's not Donald Trump. So don't get too excited.
He does have an iPhone.
Yes, it's not Trump. Let me temper expectations, okay? And it's not Beardo. Let me get those expectations up. Okay, so guess what, ladies and gentlemen? For the first time on CobraCast, Star Wars theory. What the hell, bro? What's up, man?
What's going on, Jer?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I just finished boxing, just got in the car, and I saw you were live, and then I clicked on it. I'm like, oh, Jer's live. And then
you're muted.
There you
go.
I started to hear what you were talking about. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, hey, throw me in, man.
Yeah, man. So what? I have not talked to you today. I haven't talked to you about this today. What do you think about this bullshit? Me and you, Bob, we clearly know Star Wars explains game and the bitch-made behavior from them. We've been dealing with this for 6-7 years. Is how me and you became friends.
Well, I mean, I'm the veteran in this field because I've been dealing with his punch downs and a lot. Yeah, I don't talk about other Star Wars YouTubers. I just don't. Sorry, that's rude. Let me take my glasses off.
No, you're good.
I don't talk about other Star Wars YouTubers. You can imagine within the first year, I reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and every other Star Wars channel was just not happy about that, right? I have emails from Alex from the very beginning. You know, within the first few months, you know, questioning what I'm doing to get so many views, and you know, there's been so much shade over the last 8 years that's been thrown at me, and I know you and so many other people, and I know that, you know, it's funny because so many people are like, you can't talk to geeks and gamers, this, that, and the other thing. You can't talk to Ryan Kinnell. It's like, do you actually guys listen to like what they say? Like, do you actually, like, because they say they don't like a project because it has a woman in it, like, when have they ever said that? They said they don't like a project because it sucks.
Yep.
They don't,
and then they'll take things and they'll clip it out of context. Like when I said, when I saw like Star Wars Outlaws and I'm like, oh, it's got a woman of color, I'm out. And it's like, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with, this is what Lucasfilm has told us, like that our focus is gender and identity. Like Ahsoka was my favorite character in Star Wars. Now, I don't really like Ahsoka anymore because of what they've done to the character, but through the Clone Wars, they don't mention that. I'm running around I'm running around playing the fucking retarded ass game called Splatoon, okay, with little inkling weirdos. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about, you know, the toxic Jeremy playing Splatoon and Fortnite because it doesn't line up with their narrative.
Because it doesn't get them views.
Exactly. They
this
don't
whole
talk
thing
about
it's been a view game, and back to my point, you know, they don't actually listen to the things we say. They say, oh, you're talking against a product that had a person of color in it, therefore you must be racist. It's like, why don't you actually listen to what we were saying? Like, look, I think Ryan sometimes, you know, when he says like, you know, that black bitch or whatever, I think, you know, Ryan goes a little over the top, and like I don't agree with that. I wouldn't say that.
Yes.
But you know, he's got to reel that in a little bit. But you know, it just doesn't. It doesn't help his case, right? And that's a little fucking over the line. But you know, if they sit down, I've had so many people over this last Amanda Stenberg video that I did message me. People that didn't like me, and they were like, "Look, there was so much buzz around that video. I actually watched it, and you actually didn't say anything." So those people just kind of. It's this sheep mentality. He said this, he said that, and nobody does research. Just, oh my God, they're the worst thing. Well, why don't you actually watch the videos? Why don't you actually look at the context of the things that people are saying against these projects? At the end of the day, we are really big Star Wars fans, all of us, and we want it to thrive. And we don't give a shit what the color or the sexual orientation or preference of the character is. We just want a cool story. You know, we're cool with having aliens freaking tell us an awesome character arc or whatever. So, you know, now back to the other thing. Yeah, with these other YouTubers, man, I've caught so much disrespect and shade over the years, and I just stay silent. I don't say anything. But my God, let me just tell you, and I've been thinking about maybe making a video about it because maybe enough's enough. Maybe after 8 years, it's time for me to open up and be like, these people are just, they are so obsessed with views. It is unbelievable.
Yep.
They are so obsessed with money. It is unbelievable. And they project and they throw that. That's the main comment I see is like, oh, they're just doing this for money. And
they say that, but they say that about you. They say that about you and me.
Listen. Who wants money more? The people who get all of the freebies from Lucasfilm and Disney and still their channels don't reach any sort of amount of viewership or anything like that, and they're hungry for money, or the people who make money doing what they love and already have it, and it ain't new anymore.
100%.
We don't care about money. I don't give a like money's. It's cool, but it's not the reason why I'm doing this, and I don't think it's the reason you're doing this. Sure, it funds our projects, but at the end of the day, that is not the reason we wake up.
That is true. You don't care about money, and I don't care about money. But to balance things out, we need to bring someone in that does care about money.
Oh, Jesus.
Drunk Cobra Theory! Yo!
I'm going to be here for the next 5 hours.
I can't believe it! Reunion's happening!
Put these shades back on, man.
This is the greatest moment of my life! Come on, let's go! My channel's...
Oh, you made him leave, Jay.
Listen, my channel was nothing before Drunk Cobra Theory happened, and now look, we're about to hit 100K because we're back together. Look at this. It's incredible.
Yeah, I woke up today and Jay sent me a message like, they're trying to demonetize your channel. I'm like, okay, what else? It's just another day, man.
Hey, I can't look out for my friend.
Listen, they this is gonna be bad. They only get things they love canceled. They don't have power to get things they hate canceled. Okay,
100%.
Look what happened to their own show.
I know.
All right. I mean, like,
holy shit.
What are you worried about? You know,
look what happened to their own show. Damn. But look, it's like this, dude. And I don't know if you do it that much anymore, but there was like for a year and a half, you were like playing video games nonstop on Theory's Arcade. Sometimes you'd have a couple hundred people, not really any super chats. I stream on my smaller channels when I play video games.
Yeah.
We could stream video games on our main channel and have far more viewers and far more super chats come in if we wanted. But we're just there to chill. You know what I mean? Just chill, have some fun. Jay plays video games on a smaller channel. If we were obsessed with, like, I've spent more time playing video games in the past year than making regular videos.
Yeah.
And I've made less money playing those video games than I do when I do a stream like this.
Well, you know what, Jer? I think what's dangerous is the fact that these people don't want to let you have a voice. And if they were the one with the larger voice, I guess, in that sense, where they feel threatened, and this is why they want to shut you down. They don't want to build their building taller. They just want to cut yours down so they appear taller. Because they want to run it under racism, and this. It's like, where?
I know.
Where is it? I mean, show me. Like, please show me any clip from my video that had that in there.
You've been saying that about years about me when you were like, when I first would stream with you and people were coming at you and you're like, can you show me a clip of where Jeremy's actually said something blatantly racist? Like, not a joke, can you show me that? And what was it earlier, Jay, on your video where you pointed out somebody said, like, if you could point to where Star Wars Theory said anything racist, I'll delete my whole account. And they didn't.
Right.
They
just blocked them.
They just blocked them.
They don't have any evidence. It's just,
I've even put out tweets being like, I'll give you 10 grand if you can find it.
Yeah, exactly. And like today, so I don't know if you watched my video. Did you watch my video today where I addressed it on Geeks and Gamers?
No, I literally woke up. I went to training.
The opening thing that they presented as facts, where they said in 2018, Geeks and Gamers started a hate campaign against Kelly Marie Tran and bullied her off of social media. So then I pulled up today's video. I went 6 years back. And I pulled up the video where I responded to those first reports where Kelly Marie Tran was, the hate stuff on social media was coming out. Yeah. In the video, I said, Kelly Marie Tran seems like the sweetest person in the world. Every interview I've seen with her, she's got a bubbly personality. She seems like a nice person. It's really sad that they didn't take that personality and tie that into her character. But unfortunately, her character really sucked. But she doesn't deserve any of the hate.
Yeah.
Just destroys their whole narrative right there. Just destroys their lies. Every video I've ever made about Kelly Marie Tran, I've said she seems like a nice person. I've got like 10 of them on my channel.
Well, that's the thing. Like when I do the videos about Star Wars theory, is every video when he does commentary, he says, "Hey, look, like don't go after, don't talk to these people, don't do anything." Like it's almost in every single one of everybody's videos. It's like, please don't harass or go after anyone. But it's just not good enough for them. And then the fact that they're all in some massive Discord somewhere.
That's exactly what happened today.
That put all this together, you know, somebody typed this all up and they're like, you got to have references. And please tell YouTube, may the force be with you and all that stuff. It's like, oh my good Lord, man.
It's insane. It really is. So, Theory, what are you driving? That's what I want to know.
Jay knows. I picked him up in it.
He's driving in a Lamborghini, baby. He wouldn't let me drive it, but that's okay. I got to ride in the thing. It was pretty cool. He didn't get to pick up my luggage and put it in the back because he was afraid I was just going to dump it and probably scratch it up. But it's all good.
The more concerning issue here is you let Jay near a car like that?
You know what? And Gina Carano got in the front seat as well. We put Jay in the back. Though.
Yeah, I was in the back. There's a picture of us, and I'm like trying to like get in the picture, like in the back seat.
Yeah, I gotta get that picture. I just photoshopped you out.
That's fine.
With my boo.
All right, I got the original. It'll be all right.
But you know, on a more serious note, you know, I don't know if I'm even gonna respond to it or not. I mean, I've kept my mouth shut and just focus on my way for 8 years, and you know, I've met the guy in person several times, and
I tried to meet him. He ran from me.
No, look, I don't. I want every Star Wars YouTuber to be friends, man. I don't. Like, what is this?
I've talked about this. So that first year, I think I saw you there. This before you got there, but that first year I went to Celebration, whenever year that was, like 2019, whatever. I made a point. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to confront every Star Wars YouTuber that has talked shit about me, and I'm not going to confront them in like let's fight, like let's talk. You say all this shit, let's talk, let's hash it out. Star Wars Only is a classic example. That guy went after me like crazy. We met at Star Wars Celebration, had a great conversation. No problems. All good. You know, like I haven't spoken with him since. I talked to a few people, explained, I saw him in the hallway, and then we crossed paths. Now, I had talked to another YouTuber, a big Star Wars YouTuber, that was trying to broker a meeting between me and Explained at that point in time, because Explained wouldn't talk to me directly in DMs. He brokered another person to do the talking. And I said, like, I genuinely want to meet with Alex and Molly at Star Wars Celebration to hash out our issues and so we can put this behind us. This is back when all that stuff was going on, and refused to meet me, refused to talk to me, refused to have anything. So when I saw them, I tried to stop Alex, and she kind of like yanked his arm and kept pulling him in the other direction, wouldn't let him stop. I was like, God, this is pathetic. So
yeah,
I have no problem talking to somebody in person to hash anything out.
Hey, buddy.
To get differences going. I have no problem doing that. So
little guy.
Now the chat's going to go crazy. They're going to see
dark
a dog.
over here. It's like still, what is it, like 4 a.m. over there where you're at?
You're in
5:30 p.m., man.
5:30.
Yeah, but he's on like the West Coast, so
yeah,
it's like California time.
Yeah, it's like California time. So
yeah, so I mean, look, like I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do. What do you think? Do I open do I run
I
my
will
mouth?
say this. I will say this. Not telling you what to do, but when you did the video on Wikipedia for those false allegations, it all stopped. It all stopped, and actually they made a lot of changes to their volunteer staff so that never happens again. So that's all I'm saying. It's like it's sometimes when things go unchecked, they just feel like they have a free pass to constantly do it over and over, and eventually somebody ends up getting, seriously affected through that whole thing. So that's the only thing that I've seen. I understand like turn the other cheek and take the high road all the time, but the
I don't know.
Just throwing that out there that when the Wikipedia thing started happening, Wikipedia happened, and you just made a simple statement like, "Hey, that's false. You accused me of doing something I didn't do, and it needs to stop." It completely stopped. It didn't. And then people that were running those things, that were saying those things about you, were asked to step down. And then they replaced them with other people. Not saying the whole site changed or corrected, but they realized what was happening, that harassment was wrong. Because not only do they harass you, Theory, they harass your fan base. And what I did in my video when I was going over it was that they were calling people that watches your channel, people that support you, they were calling them just the same thing. Just the terrible people that stuff like that. So it's like, it is what it is.
I know it's because once I open that box, there's no going back, because there's 8 years of shit that I have on these people and things they've said to me behind my back, to my face. I mean, it's like, do I want to go down this hole, or do I want to just keep making content, keep growing my Saber company, and just
let me
ride off in the sunset?
Because I do have a slightly different audience over here than what I do on Geeks and Gamers. And so for those that don't know, this is Star Wars Theory. Where am I?
What do you like? What
I'm on my D-Day Cobra channel, not Geeks and Gamers. So so this is like, I normally am more political over here. It's fine. So what I was talking about, but I genuinely don't talk about the Geeks and Gamers stuff, but this story was so big. So like, for instance, this morning, before we went live, Jay told me it was going on. And I said, I don't want to get into it. We're not going to give it any oxygen. But then it started to get a lot more traction. And I was like, at that point, you got to battle the narrative, because you never know how you've got to respond. And I'm glad I responded, because now there's like a tidal wave of support for us. But if you don't know most of my audience here, this is Star Wars Theory. He's the biggest Star Wars YouTube channel. He's got 32 million subscribers. I did oversell it a little bit.
32 million.
He's got 3.5, right? Is it 3.5?
3.3.
3.3. Over 3 million subscribers. Nearly bigger than the official Star Wars channel, by the way, which is stupid. But you are the big dog, and you do have that influence. And so Rewriting Ripley, are you aware this is the second time they've done this to us?
I don't know who this is.
So Rewriting Ripley 3 years ago.
I literally stay in my lane, guys. Like, I just focus on my...
Oh, I hear you. So Rewriting Ripley is this group of feminists that have ties to Disney and Lucasfilm. And 3 years ago, they released this similar campaign against Geeks and Gamers, Ryan, and other people in my sphere. And it fell flat. Now, it did get some traction at first, but it fell flat. Of all of the lies and all of the manipulation, the best thing they did back in the day, 3 years ago, was they made this amazing, they made Ryan looked like we radicalized Ryan. So they showed like Ryan's early videos where he was clean shaven and soft spoken, because when you start videos, you're finding so he's like, "Hey guys, it's Ryan from RK Outpost. I just want to talk about Star Wars, expanded universe." He was all happy. And then it showed Ryan kind of like, "Well, fuck these motherfuckers," and just and they blamed it on him subscribing to Geeks and Gamers. So they said that we radicalized Ryan. It was a fantastic edit. But anyway, that thing fell flat. They got a lot of traction. It got a lot of social media traction, but it fell flat. The same group is behind what happened today. The same exact group is behind what happened today. They released a video. They put Geeks and Gamers in it. They put Gary in it. They put Ryan in it. Was Theory in that one at all in the video?
I don't know. I was in it for like 1 second.
Yeah.
Too, and then
so
people are like, "Why did you put Jay in there?"
So this whole thing is 100% a coordinated effort. It really is.
It's been for years.
Well, no. What I'm saying though is like today, if you look at it, all of these posts tagging Team YouTube demanding we all be demonetized all dropped at the same exact time.
Okay.
So they had basically like a Discord group or something right around the same time as the new Rewriting Ripley video dropped. All of this is coordinated, 100%. Okay. And that is the definition of a targeted campaign.
For sure.
That is the definition. So what does that mean? I don't know. That goes against YouTube's terms of service. That's what that does.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to target other creators with campaigns like this. So I think this is going to backfire ultimately. but we will see.
Yeah, I'm still. I don't know, bro.
You need to check everything out. Watch Jay's video is really good on it. He breaks it down really well, and then watch Ryan's video. And after that, that'll give you a little more kind of context.
You know
to
where
it.
I'm at? I'm like on that, literally on that breaking point where it's like, all right, let's do this and we go all out, or I just whatever. This is another day, man. Like I get this shit every day. Like whatever. What do they? They can cry. They can say what they want. At the end of the day, I mean, the thing that to me that's the most surprising with these people is that they think that everybody who watches my content, your content, whoever else's, anybody's content, is so brain dead that they are so malleable to be brainwashed by the things that we say. And I think that's just unbelievably disrespectful. And I think it's just so stupid that you would think a mass amount of humans don't have the cognitive ability to actually think for themselves and watch a video and be like, because they watch their videos too, I'm sure. And they make a conscious decision to either continue watching or subscribing or unsubscribing. And numbers don't lie. Like, I don't know what you want. But it has to be a brainwashing campaign. It has to be, you're doing it for money. Why don't you just stick in your lane, focus on your content if you care about Star Wars and make Star Wars content. And if you don't, then, continue talking about how people are making money and this and that. And boo-hoo, you're not, because you don't. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it, man. I really don't get it.
If I have so much influence, why can't I get Titanfall 3? Which is what I want more than anything in the world. But apparently I have the power to destroy multi-million, $100 million shows, but I can't get a Titanfall 3 with my influence. Or maybe the truth is I don't have any real influence. I just have opinions, and a lot of people agree with my opinions. Ultimately, that's what comes down to. A lot of people just agree with my opinions.
They had so many years when between episode 8 and 9, they saw all of everyone's outrage. They could have changed a lot. Like, where was this power to change things during, let's say, The Mandalorian or Ahsoka or any other show? The fact is that these people are not taking accountability for the fact that it has nothing to do with any influence from anybody. It has to do with a show simply not being well received. And the numbers don't lie. I mean, like, what do you want?
Yeah.
If anything, you could argue that people like us really inflated it, because now people take The Room, for example, the movie with Tommy Wiseau. That was marked as probably the worst film ever created, but now it has a massive cult following because so many people have talked about how shitty it was. So when you talk about how bad something is and how much of a train wreck it is, people are going to be like, you know what? This is like, I'm going to go see this. I'm going to go check this out and judge for myself. And that's exactly what they do. And to this day, Tommy Wiseau has freaking sold out theaters for his bad movie with people that buy tickets and go watch.
And he's embraced it. He's embraced it. Self-awareness. Self-awareness is the most powerful thing in the world when you are in this type of industry.
Yeah, and so there is no self-awareness in this case, and they want to just project and throw the blame on people and say, you're racist, you're this and that, you're doing it for money. It's like, say what you want. At the end of the day, people have a mind of their own. They can just figure out what we're actually saying, and numbers don't lie. It really doesn't. You can talk all the shit you want. The show didn't get renewed because it just wasn't good. People didn't watch.
100%.
That simple.
Numbers
this
don't
is
lie.
Not complicated. It really
no,
isn't.
Numbers don't lie. When I used to compete in powerlifting, it was shit talk between competitors and this and that. And it's like, all right, cool. Well, I'll see you on the platform. Numbers don't lie. It's the same with shows. It's the same with everything else. Numbers do not lie. It doesn't. You can say whatever you want. At the end of the day, like a multi-billion-dollar company, the most powerful company in media, Disney, decided not to renew a show because A, it was too expensive. B, it had the lowest viewership of any of their Star Wars shows to date. It's at the bottom of the list, and that's not because Star Wars fans like us told people not to watch it. It's because no one gave a fuck, because it was bad.
Yeah, that simple.
I don't know what you want.
It's the biggest cope I've ever seen. It's the biggest cope. Jay, what do you think? What do you think about all this?
I agree. I've never seen people cry like this over a Star Wars show that got canceled. Like, I thought after the last episode and did my final video, it's done. We move on to the next thing. But the fact that they are just screaming at anyone that didn't like the show or had anything negative to say about it, and now wants their channels deleted, wants them demonetized. They're coming together as a party to try to like stop all this. It's I'm like, just go outside, man. Take a walk. Get some fresh air. Maybe learn a hobby,
Hey, buddy.
paint a
How you doing?
picture.
Hey,
My thing is too, it's like when they come after Jeremy, Theory, anybody, they don't really come after me. They think I'm retarded, which is fine. But the thing is, it's like everyone in the comment section all says the same thing to them. They're like, why don't you just mute them? Why don't you stop watching their content? Why do you have to keep bringing them up if you hate them so much? They just can't help themselves. It is an addiction to find this, and they think they're slaying a dragon. This is their dragon to slay, and they've got to go out and do this. And it's
if I might
something that's
interject,
entertaining, but
they're doing it because it's political. They think it's political. They're doing it because it's only Americans that are doing this. You don't see people in Europe doing this shit. They think it's essentially like an election. If you cancel the show, then Trump won. If you greenlight the show, then Kamala wins, or Biden, or whatever you guys got going on. It's become a complete political spectacle that they've now pushed into Star Wars. They wouldn't feel this way if the lead was white. They wouldn't give a fuck. It got canceled? All right, well, whatever. They're
100%.
only doing this because it's a person of color and because they want to now stick it to anyone who didn't like the show that you are racist. That's the single argument that they have. And if it was a white guy, fuck, they would have no argument whatsoever.
That's right.
What are they going to say? You're racist? Okay. To what? White guy?
Were we racist
Right.
when we criticized Ron Johnson?
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, it's just, you can pick apart the argument so easily. It doesn't take a really high level of intellect to really figure it out. But I don't know, man.
It's weird brainwashing on every level.
It is. It really is. It's just
because if it wasn't the Acolyte, it would be something else. It's this video game that got canceled in a week. Everyone's having a meltdown over this DEI video game that's been canceled in a week.
What game?
And then
Concord.
So.
Oh yeah, dude. People in my stream last night, they were like, play Concord. I'm like, what's Concord?
Yeah, Concord was a $250 million video game done by Sony. 8 years to develop. They released it. It completely bombed. And after 10 days on the market, they shut it down and have issued refunds to every single person, and they've taken it offline.
Why?
Unprecedented. Because it was such a failure.
Why did it fail?
There's a lot of reasons, but a lot of it is
the black trans character that they put in there. People just weren't really wanting to play with that.
It had a lot of woke characters. It had a lot of like the pronouns. The gameplay wasn't anything that was blowing anyone away. It's a saturated market with it's basically was trying to be Overwatch. It's essentially was trying to be with a bunch of woke DEI characters essentially, and it failed miserably.
After I finish Vader episode 3, I'm gonna make a fan film, and it's gonna be like a trans black person, and it's gonna be it's gonna be such a banger of a story. The story's gonna be fire as fuck. I'm telling you, everyone's gonna be like, this is actually sick as fuck. And in the end, it's probably gonna have like, I don't know, like something super gay, like I don't know. What I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna like
super gay,
dude. Like I don't know. We'll be like making out with 2 Jedi. We'll be like making 2 dudes or something. I don't know, bro. Like I don't know, but it's gonna be I'm gonna do it just to show the audience that like, yo, nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody.
If you make a dope character, I don't care.
No. Like I've watched I've talked about this many times. One of my favorite shows of all time, Sons of Anarchy. All right, it has a trans character in it. I don't care. It works. They make it work within the storyline. It works. Who cares? Nobody cares.
We'll change the show to Drunk Trans Theory. That'll be the
fuck, dude. Like honestly, like it's the only people that care are transphobes, homophobes, and this and that. But it's like no one cares unless you're like interjecting this character and like race swapping or gender swapping or like I saw what's up Ortega, the girl.
Mm-hmm.
What she said the other day, she's like, you know, we don't need Jamie Bond. Women need their own new franchises. And I'm totally on board with that. It's like, we don't need to be race swapping and gender swapping things. Like, people need their own news stories. Just do that. Let's focus on that. Let's make good shit.
That's it. It's not complicated at all. No. Harley Dave says, let's fan fund a better and new effort to create a new age of sci-fi. Do we create a new platform to capture all the donations? Because we can do all of it. The power is in the people. There's no doubt about that. And Harley Dave again for a $99.99.
Up there anymore.
Really?
So if I ever got that.
Let me mute Theory for a minute. And I don't want anybody saying game.
That's all right. I'm gonna dip out, Jeremy. I had somewhere.
You don't want to say bye to Theory?
He don't want to say bye to me.
You say bye to him.
Bye, Theory.
What? Oh, CJ.
Man.
Yeah, I'm
see you in San Antonio.
I'm gonna leave now too. Yeah, Theory Sabers. We're having a sale in a couple days for the next 2 weeks. Go.
Code drunk 3PO.
There we go. All right. Hey, Theory, hang on. Harley Davidson 100 and says, I agree with Theory, a free-thinking patriot who wants liberty, who is also homosexual. That's an inside joke here.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Well, whether it's a joke or not, like after.
No. Like what he said overall, but yeah.
After the whole episode 3 thing, me and Eric have already talked. I'm gonna make my own slew of comics. I got stories coming up the gang, man. That's how I started the channel, and man, why not, dude? One of them will be trans, gay. I don't know, whatever you want. To identify as a cat. I don't care, and they'll be fucking cool.
We gotta play some video games.
Yeah,
all right, so I'm gonna get with you soon. We gotta play some video games. So,
we do.
Hey, man, it was good having you on, brother. So,
always a pleasure, man. I saw you were talking, and I'm like, this is such nonsense, dude.
It is 100% nonsense. But what are you gonna do, right? These idiots, they're always looking for attention or clout or something like that. So,
yeah,
you know.
I still don't know. Still don't know what I'll do.
They're getting plenty of it today, but the block button from Molly has been very busy today. She's been blocking every single person responding to her, calling her out on her hypocrisy. So, Theory for Party Animals. I mean, have you played Party Animals yet?
No.
Party Animals is insane, dude.
Hey, I gotta send you a saber, man.
Let's do it.
Sorry, buddy. Yeah.
No, dude, all good. So
you're too toxic for me.
Yeah, way too toxic. You're gonna be in San. Is that confirmed now? Or
Yeah.
You're gonna be in San Antonio.
We paid for the booth already. We got it. I'm flying my boys down. I'll be there.
Hell yeah. Happy to hear that. So I'm going to be there. G&G is going to be there. We're launching our new mascot and everything like that. I don't know if you saw our new mascot. So, but
no, bro, I've been living under a freaking rock, dude. I'm just like tunnel vision.
We got a new mascot, and we're launching the merch with him in San Antonio. We've got the shirt campaign and the new hat campaign going. His name is IDOT, and that's all because someone in our chat came into the stream and they meant to call everyone idiots, but they misspelled idiots and they said IDOT, and then the chat started calling themselves IDOTs and saying we are IDOTs, and so now I've named our mascot IDOT, just like the 199 thing. Don't make a spelling error, dude, or we're gonna make money off of it around here. That's what we do. So, yeah, all of our stuff is based off memes.
Call him Jay.
Good shit. Hey, brother, Star Wars Theory. Good to see you, bro. Take it easy, man.
See you too. Okay, see you guys.
Later, bro. All right, Star Wars Theory on Cobra Cast. Look at there, ladies and gentlemen. That's a hell of a surprise right there. Apparently, Trump has got a town hall about to start. Is that true? If Trump has a town hall, then we're going to watch that, okay? We're going to watch that. Is that true? Correct me if I'm wrong. Because if there is one, I think it's on Hannity. So if that's the case, we're going to watch that. But before we do, there's something I want to talk about really quickly, ladies and gentlemen, and it's this right here. Before we get into this, because this is a big story right here. This blew my mind, okay? Breaking. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, Tenet Media, whose roster includes Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, and Dave Rubin, has allegedly received $10 million from the Russian government to publish content as part of a Russian influence operation. Holy crap. Are you kidding me? So I saw this, and that's why I said earlier, Benny Johnson has released a statement. Tim Pool has released a statement. Dave Rubin is probably sucking a dick somewhere, so I don't know if he's going to be able to release a statement anytime soon. So maybe when he's done doing that, maybe he can release a statement. But obviously, this is crazy. So there's going to be a lot more to this for sure, and I certainly will look into this. When there's it's crazy, man. So Tim and Benny's statements essentially say, we worked with this company, we made some agreements. At no point in time were we ever told we could or couldn't say this, or we had to say that. We were independent contractors, yada, yada, yada. And so whatever was going on or wasn't going on, potentially, it doesn't seem like they were aware of that. And obviously, I don't think that's the case at all. But I also, until I'm shown proof, I'm calling bullshit on this, because this is Joe Biden's Department of Defense. So I don't believe anything that Joe Biden's Department of Defense is talking about. This is why I am really adamant about not really collaborating with people that much. I like to keep my inner circle, and that's about it. I don't know a lot of these people. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what people are involved in, and I don't really care. I like to keep my small little corner of the internet that I'm with. But obviously, I know Benny. Benny's a great guy, and I stand with Benny. I stand with Tim Pool. I don't know Tim Pool, but I firmly believe that Tim Pool has nothing to do with this. And I'm not going to say I stand with Dave Rubin, because I do not like Dave Rubin at all. But I don't think Dave Rubin is caught. I don't think Dave Rubin's knowingly getting caught up in anything like this. Now, Tenet Media, Lauren Chin and her husband are involved with Tenet Media. I know both of them. They've been very nice to me. I don't speak with them consistently. I think the last time I spoke with Lauren was when her and her husband were in Orlando, last year. I did see Liam at the RNC, I believe. But yeah, I don't know. There is a lot to this that I want to get further into for sure. We'll have to maybe do that after the town hall. We could be here for the long haul tonight, ladies and gentlemen, okay? We could be here for the long haul. What I will say is, and people have pointed this out, and I'm just talking about things that I have seen. What's been really weird, and I want to preface this. I like Lauren. Lauren has always been very, very awesome. She's been on an anti-Trump kick for the past month, and I don't know why. She's been on a real anti-Trump kick lately, which has been very, very weird. And it's all to do with the abortion issue and the pro-life stance and all of that. She's been really anti-Trump the last several weeks or a month, and which has been very kind of, I don't know. So that is something to point out. Yeah, she has. And I can even show you, let me see. Where am I at? Where's my... Give me just a minute. Let me see if I can find this. Right here. Okay. So now, and I want to be clear, I'm not really a fan of Ashley St. Clair either. But a DOJ suggests that Lauren Chin is an alleged Russian agent who is said to have accepted upward of $10 million to start Tenet Media and push divisive political rhetoric, Russian propaganda in the U.S. Chin has encouraged Republicans to withhold their vote for Trump for not being conservative and pro-life enough. She has advocated against the 19th Amendment and said Hamas rioters on college campuses were being arrested for free speech. She has also stated that Trump has abandoned Christian conservatives for, really? She said that? Going to leave this clip here from an appearance I did with this show, whoever that is, months ago, where I said I believed that this rhetoric to be boosted by foreign influences and money to cause division before the election. All I'm saying is this whole ridiculous anti-Trump narrative from pro-lifers has been very, very strange. And what's the alternative? You want Harris? Okay. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I'm not saying you have to think that Trump is right about everything. It's that you want Harris to win over Trump? Jeremy doesn't know about trigonometry. I mean, I've heard of the channel before, but I don't know. Can you guys hear that?
Hi, welcome to Hannity. We are in beautiful Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Can you guys hear this?
Harrisburg. A massive crowd. In just a minute, former President Donald Trump will join us for an hour. In part, he will answer your questions. Think about this. In just 13 days, early voting will officially get underway across the Keystone State. In a few days, just mail-in ballots will go out.
Okay, I'm going to mute Hannity for right now. Mark of Reality says the DOJ story is absolutely stupid. Every time you turn around, them are blaming the Russians for something. The Russians are out of money, and that story hasn't presented any legit receipts. Here's my thing about the Russia thing. I am constantly told that we are not supposed to discriminate or profile people based on their country of origin or what they look like or where they come from. Yet I'm constantly told by the mainstream media and the people that say we're not supposed to discriminate, I'm always told by that same group of people that Russians are terrible, Russia is awful, is the worst thing ever. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It's unbelievable, man. So ultimately, I have nothing bad to say about Lauren Chin or her husband. They've been really, like, I've had, conversations with them at no point in time. Lauren knows I'm like a super pro-Trump guy. She knows where my stances are on things. At no point has either one of them said anything to me. Not to say I was like super close with them, but just like in conversations and other people that I know that have known them, never anything that would be a concern at all. So as it stands right now, Biden's DOJ is not to be trusted. That's the bottom line. Biden's Department of Justice is not to be trusted. This is the same DOJ that has indicted President Trump multiple times. And that's where I stand. Nandy says, F this Fortnite update, also based theory. Is there a new Fortnite update that I'm not aware of? Is there a new one? It's been a crazy day. It's been a crazy day. But yeah, the Biden's DOJ, I'll just say this, Lauren, all this, I'm not going to support Trump. Well, that's the DOJ you're going to have if you don't support Trump. So you're really going to get caught up on this pro-life bullshit message. And yes, I'm calling it that because that's exactly what it is. Because it doesn't actually care about the message. Because if you actually cared about the message, you would not be doing anything that gives Kamala Harris an opportunity to be president of the United States. So I'm calling bullshit on everybody that is working against Trump that calls themselves a pro-lifer, because the alternative is Kamala Harris. That means you don't believe in shit if that's the case. Unbelievable. Pisses me off.
Now, here to answer that question and many more, let's give a warm Harrisburg, Pennsylvania welcome to the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
There's the man! Getting a stone cold pop. That's a stone cold Steve Austin pop.
Thank you very much. Beautiful.
Rock star, baby.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Sean.
How are you, sir? Great to see you. Grab a seat.
Okay.
Get comfortable. Oh.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. David.
6'3", 215. That's right, Night Saber.
Wow.
Nice crowd.
I would say
It's a big crowd.
You know, I mentioned we had this terrible shooting in Georgia.
Right.
Our prayers are with our friends in Georgia. And I've been doing town halls and interviews in public with you for all these years since you got into the political arena. And I told this audience, never before have restrictions been so tight, obviously after the assassination attempt as well. And Director Ray said the threat level has never been this bad. He said it 5 consecutive times before Congress. What is going on?
Well, it's a sick and angry world for a lot of reasons. And we're going to make it better. We're going to heal our world. We're going to get rid of all these wars that are starting all over the place because of incompetent American leadership. And we're going to make it better. You know, Viktor Orban made a statement. They said, bring Trump back and we won't have any problems. He was
right.
Very strong about that. So we're going to hopefully do very well. We have an election coming up. And actually, you know, they keep saying 60, but it starts in Delaware and North Carolina and other places a lot sooner than that. So we're going to be, I think we're going to be very well set up to do a great job. And do we love Pennsylvania? Do we love it?
Thank you, Harley. I'll look into it.
Let me ask you.
Harley dropping bombs tonight. Look at these people, man. They love President Trump.
Mr. President, let me ask you this. Between...
We don't give a shit about you, Hannity. Shut up.
This is a very tough interview.
One thing I'll say is that we did great in 2016. We did much better in 2020. We got millions of more votes. But there has never been enthusiasm like we have
100%.
now. I mean, I see it all over. There's never been anything like it. And I hear the polls are very close, and we have a little lead. I just find it hard to believe because, first of all, they've been so bad. They've done such a bad job. But that's why the enthusiasm is so good, because they never had anything to compare it by. You know, I ran, and I didn't have anything at all. I just was a successful businessman, and we did a good campaign. But the next time we had something special. We could talk about what we did, but we never could imagine we'd have borders where 20 million people have poured into our country.
I have to pause it because Willie freaking Will is in the house. Willie, there's been a lot of outpouring and love for you. So we appreciate you, man. We know that you went through a tough loss. I think it was last week. So 199. The IDOTs, we all got your back, brother. So thank you, Willie Will. We appreciate you, man. Hope you're doing well. And there's going to be a ton of positive vibes in this chat for you, brother. So thank you, Willie Will. Respect, brother. Respect indeed.
Many criminals from all over the world are coming into our country. They're coming from jails, from not just South America, from all over the world. They're coming in at levels that nobody's ever seen. They're coming from prisons. They're allowing prisoners to come out of all countries. They had almost 180 countries represented over the last number of months. 180. Most people don't know that you have that many countries. They're emptying out their prisons and jails. They're emptying out their mental institutions and insane asylums. They're emptying out the sickest people, and they're emptying all into the United States. And you said it better than anybody. More terrorists have come into the United States in the last 3 years than I think probably 50 years. There's never been anything like it. These people are so bad. They're so dangerous. What they've done to our country is they're destroying our country, and we can't let this happen. If they won, you'd have not 20 million, you have 100 million people. You won't have Social Security, you won't have Medicare, you won't have anything already. If you take a look at the numbers, they're filling up and loading up Social Security, Medicare with illegal immigrants that have come into our country, many of them from jails and many of them from very bad places. And we're not going to destroy our country, Sean.
I'm going to play. Kamala Harris and the comments that she has made.
Dude, Trump is on fire tonight. And by the way, I am going to have to stop and pause and commentate because last time I did this, they blocked my live stream. Thank you, Harley Dave in the house. Willie Will, you are loved as a member of our family. Tell us how we can help. Look at there, man. Good shit indeed. Madney for 20 says, I like Lauren Chin, but she's been courting with Nick Fuentes, a Groyper audience, for a while now. They hate Trump because they think he is controlled. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care who she interacts with, but yeah, when I see like the difference in how she's been acting, but it still doesn't change the fact that I'm not going to believe anything from the Biden DOJ until I'm shown proof. I stand with anyone that's being accused by Biden's DOJ until I'm shown anything different.
About the border, because I think this is important. I want to play her in her own words about this. You're right. We have people, almost 11 million plus. We don't know how many gotaways there are. We have hundreds of known terrorists that have entered the country. We don't know what countries they've come from. We're allowing people in. They've come in from Iran, Syria, Egypt, Afghanistan, China, tens and tens of thousands, Russia, Venezuela. I don't think they're coming here because they want a better life, as maybe some other people are. And we know nothing about them. We haven't vetted them. I scroll the names often on this show of people that have been murdered, people that have been raped, people victims of violent crime. And this is all happening by unvetted Harris Biden illegal immigrants. What is your, well, I can play your tape. I'll play that maybe after your answer, but what is your reaction to you've spoken to some of the families and loved ones.
I said at the beginning, I said, when I heard they were going to have open borders, they want open borders. She wants open borders. Now she's all of a sudden saying, oh, I think we'll close the borders. She was the border czar, whether you like it or not. But even if you don't want to use that term, she was in charge of the border. It's the worst border in the history of the world, not just here. There's never been a country that allowed 21 million people to come in over a 3-year period. There's never been. And 21 million people.
How do you listen to this guy and not want to vote for him? What the fuck is wrong with anyone that listens to this guy and doesn't want to vote for him? I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. This is strength. This is power. This is the type of person that you want to be in charge of this country, and it makes no sense how anyone with a working brain, and I want to clarify, with a working brain and the slightest bit of common sense, because I understand the people out there that have a mental illness called Trump derangement syndrome. But if you're on the fence, how are you still on the fence? That's the question I have. How are you still on the fence? Make it make sense.
Well, many of whom are from prisons, many of whom are murderers and drug dealers and child traffickers, and by the way, women traffickers. You know, women trafficking is the biggest, and they're traffickers in women, and they're coming in now, and they're putting them in our Social Security accounts, and they're putting them in our Medicare. And just one thing, if you take a look over the last week, I said this was going to happen, and it's happening. Because these people are tougher than our criminals. Our criminals are nice people by comparison. That's the only good thing. We're showing how nice our criminals are. They came from 22 people recently came from the Congo in Africa. Where do you come from? Prison. What did you do? We refuse to say. We're letting everybody in. We're letting everybody in. Take a look at Aurora in Colorado, where Venezuelans are taking over the whole town. They're taking over buildings, the whole town. And the sheriff, who can blame them? I mean, they have AK-47s. You saw it the other day. They're knocking down doors and occupying apartments of people. The people are petrified. And it's getting worse and worse. You look at New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, and now you look at all over the place. You take a look at Iowa, Idaho, places that never had the problem. They're pouring in. 21 million people, that's bigger than New York. And we have to stop it. And we have to do the largest deportation in the history.
Let me play for you. This is
I wish in these moments right here, because I don't know if it would go well with, I mean, Trump, maybe Trump could say it, but like, I wish that the messaging would be like, I don't know how many people you have in that audience right now. All right, I have no idea, but that is Pennsylvania. That is the most crucial swing state probably right now. If every single person in that auditorium, and there's plenty of enthusiasm for President Trump, if every person in that auditorium goes out and starts helping spread the message to get more people registered, do you know what type of power that would have? And these are clearly not just average people to show up. These are Trump people. The excitement is through the roof. So all of these people that are there, someone needs to encourage them to go out and get another person to vote. Start telling people about what's going on, door to door, whatever it takes. Get Scott Pressler, says Nips Litter. Yeah, I mean, Scott Pressler's doing great work.
Really a problem for the campaign, in my view, is early voting's about to start, and I don't know how many Americans are truly familiar with her positions of decriminalizing illegal immigration and free housing, health care, education. Tim Walz wants free college education, legal driver's licenses.
I was so honored today.
And she wants a path to citizenship.
His brother endorsed me.
I saw it. And his whole family.
Let's go!
And honestly, it was a very nice-looking family. But his brother endorsed me, and the whole family endorsed me. I said, who are all
Let me
Bro.
There's something...
Bro, this is like an Attitude Era audience, and my wrestling fans know, like, this is like an Attitude Era audience. This audience is off the chart. And understand, a live audience can make the difference in the entire energy and setting. And this audience is off the chain, man.
There's something weird with that guy. He's a weird guy. JD is not weird. He's a solid rock. I happen to be a very solid rock. We're not weird. We're other things, perhaps, but we're not weird. But he is a weird guy. He walks on the stage. There's something wrong with that guy. And he called me weird. And then the fake news media picks it up. That was the word of the day. Weird, weird, weird. They're all going, but we're not weird guys. We're very solid people that want our country to be great again. I mean, it's very simple.
Kennedy's trying so hard.
This whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
You support giving universal health care, Medicare for all, to people who are in this country illegally?
Let me just be very clear about this. I am opposed to any policy that would deny in our country any human being from access to public safety, public education, or public health. Period. We have to have a secure border, but I am in favor of saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented and cross the border as criminals. That's correct. The border is secure. Listen, I think there's no question that we've got to critically re-examine ICE and its role and the way that it is being administered and the work it is doing, and we need to probably think about starting from scratch.
So, and now she wants to offer a path to citizenship, which by any definition would be amnesty. Your reaction?
But, well, before you even start with that, of course it's ridiculous. You can't do it. No country could sustain this. But she wants no fracking in Pennsylvania. She wants no fracking. She said it 100 times. There will be no fracking. There will be no fracking. There will be no fracking. Then just recently she said, yes, I could approve fracking. Look, this is a woman who is dangerous. I don't think too smart, but let's see. But she loses her train of thought a lot. She goes, that's why she doesn't want to do interviews. Can you imagine her doing an interview like this or like any of them? I mean, she did an interview with Dana Bash on CNN. And, you know, I have to tell you, Dana Bash did the debate with Joe Biden with, I used to call him Fake Tapper, but I don't do that anymore. You know why? Because he was very honorable and so was she. And I thought that she would give a fair interview based on the debate because she was fair. I was surprised, to be honest with you. I didn't expect that, but she was fair. I thought I did well. I don't think he did too well. Although a friend of mine said, you shouldn't have done the interview. He's not going to make it. And you know what? He didn't make it. You know, think of this. It's very unfair in a lot of
Hannity
ways.
can't get a word in.
But she ran against him in the primary. She
Hannity
got no
can't
votes,
get a word
no
in.
votes, and she was the first to leave. 22 people or something like that. And she dropped. She was down to nothing, never even made Iowa. And he got 14 million votes, and they threw him out. They said, we want you out. And he wasn't going to win, I don't think. I mean, I don't think he was going to win, but we did a good debate. We had a good debate, and it was a fair debate. And he was down like 18 or 19 points after the debate. And I hate mosquitoes. I'm surprised I didn't think we had. We don't like those mosquitoes running around. We want nothing to do with them. And we want nothing to do with bad politicians that hate our country, too. You want to know the truth. But they went to him and they said, we want you out. You're not going to win. And it was really a coup when you think about it. And the woman who came in, the person that came in last, I mean, she came in last. She was the first one out of all those people. You had many people that did pretty well. It was actually close at the end. And then in South Carolina, and by the way, New Hampshire was so badly treated by the Democrat Party and by Joe Biden and her. I can't imagine New Hampshire voting for him. Anybody in New Hampshire, because they're watching right now, but anybody in New Hampshire that votes for Biden and Kamala, I really think, I call her a comrade Kamala because that's what her ideology is. But you know that she did something after decades and decades and decades. It was Iowa, the first two, Iowa, New Hampshire. And that's the way people thought it was going to be. He didn't want to go to New Hampshire. He didn't want to play the New Hampshire game. And so he went to a different state. We won't mention. It's a great state. I won it by a lot. I love that state. But he dumped New Hampshire. And I said to people today, who the hell from New Hampshire would vote for this guy? He changed the whole primary system. He changed the whole system because he took them out of the order. I think it's going to have a big effect. We really want to win New Hampshire. I've done well there, and we really want to win New Hampshire.
Let me go back to the issue.
Thank you, Harley Dave.
It's a big issue in the state of Pennsylvania. And you mentioned it. And let me just tell the audience so everybody is fully aware, is that tonight Fox offered a debate opportunity between you and Kamala Harris, and I was not going to be here, but it was going to be Brett and Martha.
This was supposed to be a debate.
Right. So
I would have preferred.
I think
he's a nice guy, but I would have preferred a debate.
Thanks a lot.
But this is the best we could do, Sean.
You're stuck with me.
No,
let me though play, but there's a big issue in this state.
He's trying.
Is the issue of banning fracking. Now, in that, I thought it was a horrible interview and a missed opportunity. Do you know, for 16 minutes, she spoke for 16 minutes and 29 seconds. In that whole interview, the only interview, you and J.D. Vance have done, this is your 36th interview or press conference between the two of you. And we don't know if she supports the Green New Deal she co-sponsored with Bernie Sanders that would cost $93 trillion. We don't know if she stands by that. We don't know if she supports Medicare for all that would eliminate all private health insurance. We don't know if she would really ban fracking. Now, in the CNN interview, she said, well, I said in 20...
Yes, thank you, chat, reminding me to pause. So, again, I have to pause just because we have to make it transformative for YouTube, so I don't get any of those warning signs right there. By the way, Occupant 42 over on Rumble for 50 says, if you need a palate cleanser, the Minecraft movie trailer dropped today. It's worse than the first Sonic trailer. I know not everyone is up to playing it, but it is the best-selling game of all time. Yeah, we reacted to that today on Geeks and Gamers Daily, and I'm not really a Minecraft guy, but it was interesting. It was interesting. Krista?
I've been telling Jeremy to play Minecraft for years now, and I feel like he should, for Geeks and Gamers, play with me, because I do love Minecraft. And yes, this movie looks crazy bad. What did they do to Jason Momoa?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Could someone please check up on him? Is he okay? What was he thinking to take on this role like that? I don't know what's going on. But yeah, this entire trailer is just wild. Jack Black is just not fit for Steve, and that sheep in the beginning scared me.
It was weird.
We need to pull a Sonic. If we can get together, let's pull a Sonic for this movie, please.
Yeah,
it was stand up.
And I think it might be ratioed. I'll have to look and see.
Yeah, that's all I have to say on it.
Thank you, Krista. John Murdoch for a proper 199. We've got 2 clips we're gonna have to play later. I'm not gonna interrupt the town hall too much with the clips, but John Murdoch for a proper 199 says, I've always appreciated your unwavering support for President Trump. Thanks for your channel. Trump 2024, hail the 199. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I do have unwavering support for President Trump, and I'm very proud of that, and I will continue to support President Trump. And right now, these next couple of months, your support for me and for anybody out there supporting President Trump is going to be more important than ever, because it's getting wild, to say the least.
2020, that, I would not ban fracking. CNN had to fact check her and say, no, she never said it. This is what she really said.
Will you commit to implementing a federal ban on fracking your first day in office, adding the United States to the list of countries who have banned this devastating practice?
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So, yes.
So would you ban offshore drilling?
Yes. And I've, again, worked on that.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, you're a better businessman than I am. Isn't energy, fracking, oil the lifeblood of the world's economy?
So the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania cannot even take a chance, because that's the real opinion from her. Now, the whole country would go down the tubes if you didn't do the fossil fuel thing. It just would go. And you can do all sorts of other things, but you know, Germany tried it, and it lasted for about 9 months, and they were going to go down the tubes entirely, and somebody else came in, and I hate to say, they're building a coal plant every single week, and they're building nuclear, and they're doing a lot of things. It's never worked. It never will work. But Pennsylvania can't take a chance that that answer is true. But she's been there for 20 years. That's what she's been saying for a long time. And she will do that. There's no chance that she's going to allow it. The election will take place. If she won, you're not going to have any fracking in Pennsylvania. You have 500,000 jobs. Think of that. It's your biggest business. And you get a big majority of your income from fracking. And you have somebody that's not going to allow fracking. She's not going to allow it. You can't take the chance. You have no choice. You've got to vote for me. You've got to vote for me. You've got to. Even if you don't like me, you know? Yeah. It's no, but even if you don't like me, you can sit there and say, I can't stand that guy, but there's no way I'm going to vote for her. No, you have to have fracking. You know, you're the biggest in the country for this. You have 2 of the biggest sites in the world. It's a massive business for Pennsylvania. And you can't take a chance. She will not allow fracking. She's not going to, and she's got a lot of other problems too. But for your particular, for the Commonwealth, you have no choice,
if I may,
but to allow it.
16 minutes and 30 seconds are up. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, man.
The president has spoken for a total of 16 minutes and 30 seconds.
I'll say something else.
Real quick, because we got to break.
If you watch that interview, she had notes. That means she knew the questions, and she had notes. She kept looking down, up. Nobody wants to cover it. I know all about notes. I mean, you know, it's all right if people know that, but she wasn't supposed to have notes. So she's asked a question. She looks down. She keeps her. She had notes. That means she knew that. She knew what was happening.
Did her campaign, when they said that they wanted to change the rules that they had agreed to, did they ask for notes? Did they ask for the?
They wanted notes.
They wanted to be seated, and they wanted your mic hot.
And they wanted a desk. They didn't want to do it. I said, you got to do a stand-up.
After they already agreed to the other.
Yeah, but they wanted a desk from the beginning. You know who else wanted a desk? Sleepy Joe. He wanted it.
All right, we got to take a break. More with President Trump. We are in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
All right, so we're gonna get through the commercial break right here. I don't know if yeah, we can skip forward since I have been pausing. See, that's a good thing about the pausing. The pausing means we can skip through the commercials. When we get to them, All right, so look, we got this worked out, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so that's we're up to real time now. See, you see. So next time you get on to me for pausing, just understand we can skip through the commercials. Okay, so don't get too mad at me. Okay, don't get too mad at me. Here we go.
Immersive dinners with world-class chefs. Chase Sapphire Reserve. Make more of what's yours.
4D pausing by Jeremy. The hell?
Been the greatest victims of terror. And we must also have the courage to reject that term illegal alien. I have seen some of the worst of criminal behavior. I have seen the worst of crime. An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal.
We continue in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We're broadcasting in front of a massive crowd. By the way, we have in our audience, he is the Republican challenger to a 98.6% Joe Biden, Kamala Harris voting supporter. Dave McCormick is running against Senator Casey in what is a very important race. Dave, great to have you.
Thank you.
Now, you just heard Kamala Harris, our country's failed border czar, talking about her commitment. You need the courage to never say the word radical Islamic terrorism or illegal alien. President Trump is back with us. What is your reaction to that? Because who attacked us on 9/11 and who's crossing our border?
So she wants to be politically correct, and we can't be politically correct anymore. Look, we have October 7th. People saw it. We have things going on in the world right now with Israel and with the Middle East is blowing up. It's blowing up. We have Ukraine and Russia. That would never happen. That would have never happened. October 7th would have never happened. If I were the president, it would have never happened, and everybody knew it. Iran was broke. They didn't have the money for Hamas and for Hezbollah. They didn't have the money for anybody. They wanted to get by. And we would have made a fair deal with them. I was only looking to make a fair deal with them. But, you know, I wanted to say it so much during my term. We went 4 years without any blow-ups. We had no World Trade Center blow-up. We had no radical Islamic terror. We had no radical Islamic terror because we were very tough at the borders and we were very tough with our statements, and we had the whole world was a safe place. That was the question they asked Viktor Orban, who's really considered a very strong. They said he's a strong man. Sometimes you need a strong man. He's a strong man. He's the prime minister of Hungary. And he said, you bring back Trump, everybody. Now, I'm not saying it, but he said it because I'd rather say respect. But he said, everybody was afraid of Trump. You bring him back, you're not going to have any problems. It's all going to go away. The world is blowing up.
Yeah.
The world is blowing up.
This brings...
And Sean, one thing?
Yeah.
The world is blowing up. And when you look at Ukraine and you look at Russia, you look at all the things that are happening, we are potentially getting ready. I'm telling you, and I've made a lot of predictions, and this is not a prediction because it's so bad. I don't want it to be a prediction. We're heading into World War III territory. And because of the power of weapons, nuclear weapons in particular, but other weapons also, and I know the weapons better than anybody because I'm the one that bought them and, we rebuilt our entire military. We upgraded our entire program. And, the one program I hated to upgrade, hated it, was the nuclear program. And I understand it maybe better than anybody. My uncle was at MIT, a professor, the longest serving professor in the history of MIT, a very smart guy. We have a smart family. It's nice to have a smart family. But I understood nuclear for a long time, the power of nuclear weapons. You need a president that's not going to be taking you into war. We won't have World War III when I'm elected. But with these clowns that you have in there now, you're going to end up having World War III. And it's going to be a war like no other.
Let me ask you a more personal question, because you paid a very
big price for getting into the political arena. Never mind opportunity costs that you would have had. You've had a successful business. Obviously, you've been a victim of lawfare, if you will, or a weaponized Department of Justice. Although the Supreme Court ruling on immunity, I think, was very clear, although certain judges may not abide by it.
Yeah.
And I listened to you talk about the borders. I listened to you talk about how dangerous the world situation is. I listened to you talk about the economy and fracking and the need for energy, and I hear you. And then I asked myself, okay, why is this different? If 2016 was about the forgotten man and forgotten woman, what is 2024 about?
So it's not that different. It's still about the forgotten man and the forgotten woman. The people are being treated horribly in this country. We're a country that's being laughed at all over the world. And I'll be honest, if Joe Biden would be a great president, I would be happier than being the worst president in the history of our country, because I want to see what's good for the country. And I would have been very happy. I have very nice places I could be. This is not easy. I got shot at, you know, I mean, I got hit. I got hit. I could have been all over that place. I could have, but you know what? It's very simple, and it starts with make America great again. That's what we have to do.
It makes me think that if you look at everything that we
keep going, keep going. Drown him out. Drown him out.
What really infuriates me, and I'm straightforward. I'm a member of the press, but I'm a talk show host. I'm a conservative, and people know where I stand. I think the press, they're all liberal talk show hosts, but they're dishonest about who they are, and they have an agenda. They've never played Kamala in her own words, her radical statements or extreme statements, I think dangerous statements. And I just think that if we're talking about the border, all of these 11 million, it was all preventable. I think on the economy, if you had sound economic policy, you handed off 1.4% inflation, we'd be doing better in the economy. We'd be energy dominant by now because we were on a path towards energy dominance. We wouldn't have to, Iran was in check. You had them on the verge of bankruptcy. Russia, you had a relationship with them, and North Korea and the mullahs in
But
Iran.
nobody was tougher with Russia than me. I shut down the biggest pipeline in the world that Russia was building. It was called Nord Stream 2. Nobody ever heard of it. And I said, no way. I said to Germany, there's no way we're going to protect you with NATO and spend billions of dollars protecting Europe, and you guys are going to be buying oil from the person and the group that we're protecting you from. And I shut it down. It was 100% shut down. And then this pathetic person comes in, and he immediately approves it. But he shut down the Keystone XL pipeline, our pipeline. And the head of that union, by the way, the pipe fitters union, the pipeline union, the head of that union nominated and was a big deal in the Biden campaign, and he endorsed him. And those people, 48,000 people lost their jobs. It was all approved. I got it approved. Obama rejected it. I approved it. It was starting. They spent billions of dollars. It was also, and they rejected it. It would have been fantastic for us, including the 48,000 jobs. And what he did is he let Russia build the pipeline that I had stopped. It was totally stopped. Going to Germany and other countries. Think of it. We protect them from Russia, and yet they pay Russia billions of dollars. Does it make sense? So I was the toughest on Russia. Putin would even say, you know, if you're not the toughest guy, you're killing us. I'd hate to see you if you were really tough. This was the biggest job they've ever had, and I stopped it. And you know what? Russia would have been fine. China would have been fine. China was fine. China paid us hundreds of billions of dollars in taxes and tariffs under me. Under no other president, and I mean right from the beginning, did they pay 10 cents.
You know, we're going to get to audience questions. I do have a
freaking Hannity is listen, I'm not a fan of Hannity. I'm not a fan of Hannity, but he's trying his best to weather the Trump train, because Trump is a freight train. He is an absolute freight train, and once he gets going, it's really hard to stop him. And then you got the crowd, this Attitude Era level crowd that's going crazy. He's trying his best.
A question as we go to break, and I think this should be a question asked in every presidential election, and I'll ask the people here in Harrisburg, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Okay, when we come back, more former president.
All right, so we're gonna pause right there, or we're gonna mute right there, and I want to let you all know, while we're at since they're taking an advertising break, we're gonna have an advertising break. And if you go over to 221B Tactical, you can get the I.199 shirt. 2-week campaign. So 2 weeks from yesterday, that t-shirt and that hat, that is the Flex Fit Geeks and Gamers 199 hat. So that's the Geeks and Gamers online original 199 hat. It's the first time we've premiered that. And then you have the IDOT shirt right here. The very first time we've actually had IDOT presented. That's the Geeks and Gamers mascot. Go over there, get you a t-shirt. And we're going to be launching more stuff with IDOT as long as this campaign is successful. And then we have the combo right there for the hat and the t-shirt. This is good quality stuff, so this isn't just cheap stuff. This is really good quality stuff. So I know that, you know, it's a little more expensive than some of the other stuff that's out there, but this is good quality stuff. So make sure you go over there and check that out. And that campaign is going to be running for another 13 days. 13 days. Where are the plushies? An IDOT plushie is definitely something that many people have asked for since we premiered that character. So, yeah, just be on the lookout for that. Are we caught up? Looks like we are caught up to the live feed now. So we're just waiting for the commercial, watching the Trump town hall. Also, since let's see, where are we at on this? Let me pull that up. We're getting ready to relaunch our membership over on geeksandgamers.com. We're going to be running a lot of our stuff through locals. So if you click join the 199 over on our Geeks and Gamers website, geeksandgamers.com, get signed up over there. You can at least follow us over there, or you can support us directly on locals. Now, with everything going on with you know, the hate campaigns going up against us, it's definitely going to be helpful to have support over there. Exclusive live streams, exclusive content, exclusive video gameplay, everything over there. And if you don't know anything about it, it's essentially a Facebook group for your supporters over there. So you have the ability to communicate with other people. We have the ability to communicate with you. So that should be a lot of fun. So we're getting ready to roll a lot of that out here in the next couple of weeks. So that's all my plugging that I'm doing right there. So, all right. So President Trump, I think he's crushing it tonight. Like, he is absolutely crushing it right now. He is on point. He's fired up. And could you imagine Kamala Harris actually debating President Trump in this type of forum? It would be a disaster. It would be an absolute disaster. No doubt about that. Harley Dave says, peace can be achieved. It's easy if we can bring lion energy leadership back to D.C. Let's go. BJ says, I need another 221B Snake Pit 199 t-shirt. I have worn it out. All right. What's up, Krista?
Hi, where are you reading from?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading from I forgot that you've got the list. I'll go back to the list. I'm sorry. She's mad at me. She's mad at me, guys. Christian got a good one for a 50. I didn't even see that. You said nothing. That's when Theory was here. Christian Goodwin for a 50. Holy crap. Thank you. River Miles for a 50. Just three dudes talking about the acolyte failing are more arousing than Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant, Les Bun, Space Witches. I got that one from Harley Dave, Krista. And I'm reading from the list now. Vic Whiplash for 20 says, hold the line. 199. Harley Day for 20 says Mike Zero is the veteran of the Star Wars culture wars. We should respect and listen. He is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. Informed Normie for 20 says you guys are the best. Well, thank you. River Miles says Jay agrees with Jay. What a time to be alive. Harley Day for 20. It will be Trump or it will be destruction of Western society. Let's effing go. Make sure everyone you know is registered to vote at their home address. Absolutely. And then Harley Dave says it's either Trump or the death of modern society. Absolutely. Thank you, Harley Dave. And by the way, the link you sent me, Harley Dave, is amazing. Autism Crocs for 10 says, I know you're a Nintendo nerd as far as Japanese media goes, but would heavily recommend anime and anime such as Attack on Titan. I have seen a lot of that. One Punch Man, I think I've seen the first episode. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and such. I know I am an anime normie. Hail the 199. Well, you're getting Krista's ears perked up because she likes her anime. Harley Dave says, Jeremy, I purchased the I.199 domain. What should I do with it? Hail Mage. That's what we're talking about. We're going to talk more about that, Harley Dave. We're going to talk more about that, brother. Biker Angelo says, I didn't know Ripa had that kind of pull with Trump. GJJ says, I could see Don Jr. stopping by for a minute. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll happen. Zach for 10 says, today I have been 2 months sober from alcohol. If Trump can go through all the BS and not resort to alcohol, then I have no excuse. Hail chat, hail Fig, and prayers for Willie Will's fam. Look at that. Zach, congratulations to you, brother. That is awesome. I am happy to hear that. All right, we are going back to this.
Is one of our administration's top economic priorities.
Was it wrong to consider inflation transitory? I mean, these price spikes seem like they're going to be with us for a while.
We have to address the fact that we got to deal with the fact that folks are paying for gas, paying for groceries, and need solutions to it.
Will you commit to implementing a federal ban on fracking your first day in office, adding the United States to the list of countries who have banned this devastating practice?
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
And it's rough. Groceries, the cost of groceries has gone up, the cost of gas has gone up, and as this is all happening in the context of 2 years of a pandemic, it's one of the highest priorities actually for the president and for me.
That is called Bidenomics. That is called Bidenomics, and we are very proud of Bidenomics.
All right, we continue she's very proud of Bidenomics.
God, she's so unlikable.
That was Kamala Harris touting her pretty radical beliefs on the economy in her own words. According to Kamala, her values have not changed. We don't know where she stands because she's only done an interview for 16 minutes and 29 seconds spoken. So on the issue of the economy, just how many of you in this room, and you can all close your eyes so you're not looking at your neighbor, have struggled economically in the last number of years? Wow. Wow. And when I started my adult life, I struggled to pay my rent. You know my jobs. I've listed them 100 times, working in the service industry and bartending and cooking and washing dishes and construction. Not McDonald's.
I want to answer that too, because from a business standpoint, Geeks and Gamers, obviously we've had great support from our audience, and we are audience driven. Without the audience, we are nothing. And this includes Cobra Cast. This all falls under the banner. But running a business has become so much more expensive in the last 4 years. It has become so much more expensive because these little things that you're constantly paying for, and inflation and traveling and the cost of keeping a website running, the cost of doing this, it is fucking insane. It's unbelievable. And I'm not the only one. Obviously, everyone has have a similar story.
That was a lie. And I I
By the way, she didn't work at McDonald's, right?
She did not. Well, there's no evidence of it.
Did she
so
work
far.
at McDonald's? Because
so far, no evidence.
I don't think so, based on what I saw.
Here's my question. She wants to raise corporate taxes. She wants to raise small business taxes, capital gain taxes, estate taxes, the international corporate minimum tax, to the point where America won't be competitive anymore. And your tax cuts are about to expire in 2025. What does this mean for the economy? What does it mean for everybody here struggling?
So I gave you the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country. If you let the Trump tax cuts expire, which she wants to do, she wants to terminate them. If you do that, you will suffer the biggest tax increase in history. There's never been a tax increase like it. On top of which, she wants to add a lot of tax. This country will end up, and I've said this a lot, and I mean it, this country will end up in a depression if she becomes president, like 1929. This will be a 1929 depression. She has no idea what the hell she's doing.
What if unrealized capital gains taxes were implemented? What would
she
that
wants to do that. This is where you have something, you don't even know what the value is. I tell you what, if that's going to happen, go out and open an appraisal company, because you're going to make a fortune. That's about the only group that's going to make it, and accountants. It is the craziest idea. And remember this, very rich people and big international corporations, they don't have to stay in the United States. And they will be forced to leave for other countries. They can't afford to do a thing like that. They may have great wealth and no cash, and they're going to have to pay cash. Where are they going to get the cash? If they do that, the unrealized capital gain, it's been talked about for a few years by ultra-left Marxists only. Like her father's a Marxist. Her father's a Marxist teacher of economics. Can you believe this? But if that happened, this country, and I think forgetting about that particular, she's got a lot of things that are just as bad. If she gets in, I think we will have a depression, 1929 style depression. That's what I think will happen to our country. Already they've set us on a path.
What about price gauging, as she calls it, or gouging?
Well, she called it gauging.
And what if they implement that and then price controls? Yeah. That's been tried in
many times.
The former Soviet Union, Venezuela, even in this country in the 70s. It was a disaster.
Yeah. Every time it's been tried, no matter over hundreds of years, not just over hundreds of years, price controls, you end up with no product, you end up with massive inflation, and you end up with the destruction of a country.
How does this impact? How do high interest rates impact? How does inflation impact everybody that's here?
Well, they can't buy a home. They can't do anything. Your business is stopped up. You can't borrow money. And by the way, I had interest rates at 2%. Now they're 10%, but you can't get the money. You can't get the money. There's no money available. So 10% is right. If you can't get the money, 10% is not the right number. It's got to be much more than that. You can't borrow money to buy a house now.
It really is unbelievable. So we have all of this. Now, let me talk about, in 6 days, you will have probably your only opportunity to debate Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
If I vote instead of George Stephanopoulos' network that I get to moderate the debate. Just saying. But ABC is not.
John, ABC is the worst network in terms of fairness. They had a poll where I was 17 points down a couple of days prior to the election. I was 17 points down in Wisconsin. And they do that so people don't vote because, hey, I love Trump, but he's 17 points down. I'm not going to go out and vote. I was 17 points down and I won. And I called the best pollster. I said, why wouldn't they say 5 or 4 or 3? Because at 3, you go and vote. At 17, your people say, I want to vote, but, I'm busy. I have other things to do. Let's go see a movie and we'll watch the results later. They are the most dishonest network, the meanest, the nastiest, but that was what I was presented with. I was presented with ABC, George Slopadopoulos, you know who he is. And he's a nasty guy. And yet, he's a nasty guy. I've had him up to here. But But let me tell you, he's a very, very bad kind of a guy. But I watched his interview of Joe Biden. It was like the softest interview I've ever seen. It was softer than the CNN interview of Kamala. So, but they're very nasty. And I think a lot of people are going to be watching to see how nasty they are, how unfair they are. I agreed to do it because they wouldn't do any other network. The other thing is, her best friend is the head of the network. Her husband's best friend is married to the head of the network. And they're going to get the questions. I've already heard they're going to get the questions in advance. They even have Donna Brazile. Remember Donna Brazile? She gave Donna Brazile. She's the real beauty. Donna Brazile. She gave Hillary Clinton the questions. You remember that? And she works for ABC, and she's at the round table talking about the debate. So we're going to watch very closely, but you're not allowed to do it. We even have a clause in the contract. You can't give them the questions, but I'm not sure it's going to help her that much, though. I think you might give her the questions and give her the answers with the questions. I'm not sure it's going to help her.
I don't know. All right, now.
Dude, he's on fire tonight.
Unlike Kamala Harris, our time is actually up. However, we're going to let Dave McCormick ask the first question, and we're going to air that not tonight, but tomorrow night.
He always does this, you know.
I do.
Our time's up, but you know what? Let's make 2 shows out of it.
All right. More with former President Trump as we continue. We are in the all-important state of Pennsylvania and Harrisburg. Thank you for being with us.
So is that it? Is that the end of it? Or what? I don't understand. So I don't know if that was the end or what, because it's got 6 minutes left, so I don't know. Dude, Trump just dominates every situation he's in. It's fantastic. You can't stop this dude. Absolute alpha Chad energy, man. Calling Donna Brazile a beauty is fantastic. Krista, I'm gonna read. Eric Heffelfinger for 10 says, just in case he needs it for the Get Dan Vask Out of Brazil Fund. We need more based gays. I saw Dan in the chat earlier. Hail Dan Vask. By the way, I am getting the audio warning now. So yeah, I'm gonna have to pause it. I am getting the warning that my stream might be blocked, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm getting that warning, so we'll see what happens. That's why I have to pause. That's why I have to pause these streams now. So we'll see if my stream stays up. Samuel B says, or here, I'm gonna back this up so you don't have to look at this guy here. Not that guy either. Do we really want to look at that guy? Come on, where's Trump? There's Trump. Okay, so Samuel B says, let's be real. It's Molly Damon. If you respond, this will never stop. This only feeds her narcissism. Yeah, I do understand that. I do understand that. Go On Creates says Quartering is going to eat Ripley for breakfast. Is Quartering going to talk about it? Harley Dave says, Theory, will you be willing to be part of a new podcast on sci-fi if it's included a gay homosexual like Jeremy Beard O'Brien, RK Outhouse, Gary, and Jay? Thank you. Let me see if we can. I don't want to miss this because it's going to be hard to rewind. So let me see if we can get this back going. Is this commercial still going? All right, there we go. God damn it. I got the warning again. They're going to fucking block my stream. That's what they're going to do. They're going to block my stream. X-Wing says, you don't have to go scorched to earth and you don't have to say anything. Just be honest. What's up, X-Wing in the house? Yeah, if my stream gets blocked, it may temporarily block me. It may temporarily block my stream. So we'll have to see what happens there. I'll show you guys what it says. You'll see you'll see that sexy back end, but look, that's what it says right there. Heads up, we've detected audio in your stream belonging to someone else. Your stream may temporarily be blocked. If you continue, please ensure, and it's like that you have permission or some bullshit like that. So that's what they're telling me right there. So You got to make it transformative. I know. Don't you love it? Got X-Wings 10. Southeastern Kaiju says, I'm a Brown Coat Firefly fan from back when we all band together to promote the show. And guess what? We got a movie. We didn't attack people for not watching, though we did attack the suits at Fox. Yeah, I hear you on that. These people will never learn. So Polish Prince says, Jeremy, you need to have Star Wars Theory on Friday Night Tights and Tuesday Night's Main Event. Also, why is it Drunk 3PO on Friday Night Tights all the time? I agree with Jay that Jay is awesome. Look at that, man. Drunk 3PO getting a nice little shout out. He's never gotten a shout out before. So, all right. So we're still waiting. See if we can get through this. I'm going to keep it paused for a minute to make sure. Harley Dave says transformative content. Keep going, Jeremy. River Miles says the S Kings and their ilk have TDS because they went to Epstein Island a lot of times. L Wing's Secret Garden says pro-lifers are getting weird on abortion. We defeated Roe v. Wade. It is now back to the states, but Trump won't sign a federal ban. We won. It's back to the people. Don't give it back to the Fed. Yeah, I really just don't understand the theory behind it. It's absolutely nuts. River Miles says walls and Indians with or without the feathers for Trump. Harley Dave says, I do love you all, but not many people understand how close we are to losing everything. Just a very true statement. It's a very true statement. River Miles says Kamala doesn't stand, she kneels. Jenna Hughes for 20. Look, I'm old, but I'm aging gracefully, mostly. Kami looks like she spent the last 3.5 years being rode hard and put up wet. Woman is seriously looking torn or worn the fuck out over doing nothing. Make it make sense. And my stream is continuing to get the warning. This is so aggravating, dude. It's so fucking aggravating. The warning went away, and now it's back. Part 2 is tomorrow? Okay. So that's it? All right, then I'm going to stop sharing this particular screen because I do have something that I want to show you guys really quickly. Where's my bookmarks? Bookmarks. Tim Pool has responded on his show to the situation with the DOJ, and we're going to play that right now. So hopefully we can get off of that and not get... So right here, Timcast addresses the DOJ indictment against RT, allegations against Tenet Media. Did you read the indictment? It clearly says that I, as well as the other personalities, were victims. We were deceived by people intentionally to trick us into licensing our content to them. Let's listen to Timcast.
I guess this is Tim Week in the news because I'm just in the news all the time. Now, admittedly, it wasn't my fault that the Harris campaign accused me of calling for what is tantamount to a genocide of Democrats. That's a lie, by the way. And we are currently in the process of drafting our formal complaint. We will be filing a lawsuit. But now news broke. The DOJ said that there's this RT employees were covertly funding a U.S. company publishing thousands of videos in furtherance of Russian interests. And it is presumed that company is Tenet Media. For those who aren't familiar, this is a new media company, and we license one of our shows, Culture War, to them. And now I'm getting hit up by like everybody in the media. They're emailing me and they're tweeting at me and sending me DMs being like, what's going on with this? Well, I'll make clear immediately in the start of the show. Did you read the indictment? It clearly says that I, as well as the other personalities, were victims. We were deceived by people intentionally to trick us into licensing our content to them. I will add, I have a statement about this, which, we'll launch the full segment, but we never produced anything for them. We had an existing show that was already in production that they licensed distribution for, which meant that the show that we already produced appeared on their network. That was the gist of the deal.
He got paid is what happened. He got paid, which is fine. That's totally fine. But the dude got paid is what happened. He got paid a lot. Tim Pool probably got paid for that licensing deal more than I have made in the last year with Geeks and Gamers. Probably.
So there's no one from their company involved with ours. Their company paid a license fee to broadcast a show that we produce, that we run, that our employees are involved with, and they have nothing to do with. I don't know what, I mean, like politically, you're going to see a bunch of Democrats making claims and all this other stuff. I can't speak for anybody else involved in the company because I don't know what they do or what their jobs are or anything like that. I can just tell you plainly, culture war existed well before the license agreement. It will exist well after the license agreement, and they licensed it for a set period, and that meant that the show appeared on their channel. That's it. Like any other show appearing on any other network, we produce it on our own. So we'll talk about that, and admittedly, it's a slow news day. I guess.
So I will again. I don't know Tim. I know Benny, and but I don't believe for one second that Tim is involved in anything that goes beyond like Russian propaganda. I don't believe that for a fucking second. And I just say that as someone that doesn't even know the guy. I've criticized him a ton on this show. But I would not. I don't believe Tim Pool is involved in anything like that, and certainly not Benny Johnson. And as much as it pains me to say, I don't think Dave Rubin's involved in it either. But Dave Rubin doesn't mind buying children, so there's that. So good job on you, Dave Rubin. But yeah, Tim and Benny, I just don't see. I just don't see them being like. I can understand why. They got involved because there was money involved in it, and that's totally fine. But yeah, I think it's election season. That's essentially where we're at. Now we also got this breaking: the rules for the September 10th Trump-Harris debate have been released by ABC. Muted mics unless given moderator permission time. No audience. No pre-written notes or props. Trump won the coin toss, chose to have the final statement while Harris will be on stage left. No opening statements. The debate will last 90 minutes with 2 commercial breaks. No topics or questions will be shared in advance. Candidates get a pen, a pad of paper, and a bottle of water. Incumbent party Harris introduced first. 2 minutes to answer questions, 2 minutes for rebuttals, and 1 extra minute for follow-ups, clarifications, or responses. Candidates can't ask each other questions. Campaign staff can't interact with candidates during commercial breaks. This is fucking pathetic. And do you understand that 90% of these rules are designed to stop Donald Trump? 90% of these rules are because they're scared to death of Donald Trump. That's 100% what's going on. It's absolutely, it's laughable. It's beyond laughable. Now, if you're just tuning in from earlier, this was a pretty cool moment that happened, and I'm going to show all of you really quick. This is how the day initially started, and I was like, oh man, this is exciting. So if you can retweet this and signal boost this, I would greatly appreciate it. But here is Donald Trump Jr. right here.
Your dad should go on D-Day Cobra Cast. He's a big Trump supporter. I don't know who that is, but I'll check it out. That could listen. I think he's done a lot. I mean, obviously, what he did? He did Sean Ryan. He did Lex Friedman. Obviously, was doing Nelk and a bunch of those guys. So, I mean, he's certainly out there doing a bunch of those things. Your dad should go on.
So now, all I'll say about this is that. Someone that I know that does know Don Jr. Has called Don Jr. At least they were supposed to call Don Jr. I don't know if the call actually happened, and they were supposed to, put in the word. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but like I said, when I was asked, they were like, what are some analytics we can give them to show like what type of show this is and what type of following or impact? I had to go with the super chat numbers because that's my claim to fame. That's really all I have going for me. Yeah, that's crazy. So we'll see what happens, but any traction on that tweet will be helpful. And, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I have not been lobbying for this, but the fact that you guys went into his chat and caught his attention, really, really amazing. Really, really amazing stuff. So we shall see. Now back to the DOJ stuff. I started to talk about this earlier, but this is Ashley St. Clair, who I don't know how to approach her in terms of like, I don't have anything against her, and I'm also not a fan of her. I do know she was kind of a DeSantis shill for a long time, and that's totally fine. And then she kind of like memed on DeSantis over his boots, which was really funny. But she did make this, post right here. So she's talking about Lauren Chin is an alleged Russian agent who is said to have accepted upwards of $10 million to start Tenet Media and push divisive political rhetoric. She said that this was on her podcast of what she said, or this trigonometry podcast. So let's listen in.
Exa was misogynist because he said there's two genders, right? But what I see on the right is actual genuine misogyny.
I don't know that that's organic, and I may be stepping into my own conspiracies here, but I don't think it's coincidental that right before the election, the right becomes the exact caricature of what the left had said the right was for years, and it wasn't. Many of us on the right knew that the right was not, this anti-Semitic, misogynistic group of folks, and now all of a sudden we're seeing this rise in misogynistic rhetoric and people who fundamentally believe that women shouldn't vote.
Of you out there who will just say, well, it's simple, we need to repeal the 19th. And trust me, I am no fan of the 19th Amendment myself. So it turns out that some portions of the internet are just now finding out that I don't actually support democracy, and they're very upset about it.
And people who fundamentally are siding with the people taking over our universities right now, I don't think that's organic. I think there's a lot more foreign platforms and outside influences boosting these people in the retardosphere than we have any idea about right now. I think it's fundamentally really damaging to allow this rhetoric to go on, this misogynistic rhetoric.
I'm just trying to delve deeper into the conspiracy. Are you saying this is kind of deliberate to get Republicans to look dumb and offensive so that they lose the election?
I believe so. I really believe that this is boosted by things that are inorganic, because when you look at the engagement on some of these accounts, it is bananas. At least I don't want to believe that many people truly hold those sentiments.
How many followers does she have? She's got nearly 1 million followers. What has she ever done to get 1 million followers? Except for being an attractive chick that wears MAGA hats. What has she ever done? I'm asking a genuine question. What has she ever done outside of be an attractive chick rocking a MAGA hat? But you want to talk about the engagement of all these other posts.
And maybe I'm just too optimistic about humanity and people, but I don't think it's organic at all, that all of a sudden this is sprouting up and we have this many people who genuinely believe that women shouldn't vote. I don't believe that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, interesting. But this is what does bother me about the Lauren Chin side of things. And again, I know I'm not going to say I'm friends with Lauren Chin, but I do know her. I've interacted with her. She's been on a couple of the shows that we're on, and I've always liked Lauren. But right here, the influencers named appear to have been deceived about funding sources by Lauren Chin, founder of Tenet. Secondly, Lauren Chin, the alleged Russian agent, received millions for propaganda, allegedly, has actively been discouraging votes for Trump and dividing the right. Read the indictment. This is what bothers me. Right here, I supported Trump when he said he wanted to leave it as a state's issue. That's fine. But saying you would go out of your way to veto an abortion ban, that you'd potentially use your executive power to overturn congressional legislation and the will of the people, no, I'm done. This is a retarded take from Lauren Chin. This is an absolutely retarded fucking take. And this is an emotional take that drives me crazy. Donald Trump understands that he cannot run on that. If you run on that, you destroy your fucking campaign. He knows that. He's a businessman. He's a deal maker. And he understands that he has done more for the abortion issue than any president ever. Because he knows what the fuck he's doing. And these emotionally unstable people on this issue can't understand that Trump knows what the fuck he's doing. It's absolutely fucking retarded. You are absolutely retarded if you think Trump can win the election on an anti-abortion stance and say he's going to ban abortion nationwide. You are fucking stupid. You are an absolute moron and you don't understand politics at all. You are emotional, you are weak, and you don't understand how the fucking game is played, and Donald Trump does, and that's the bottom line. This is so stupid. So because Trump has a stance to get elected, you're done with supporting President Trump. So that means you're okay with Kamala Harris walking into the Oval Office and taking over this country. Fucking retarded. Absolutely retarded. Let's see. Man who identifies as woman campaigning for Trump by saying that Trump and Vance will protect abortion access. This is your conservative movement. I'm out. Carl, no. Talking to Carl Benjamin. Carl, no. As a Brit that has to deal with the impotence of the Conservative Party, surely you can appreciate right-wingers who are skeptical of Trump and the GOP's slide leftward. This isn't about demanding all or nothing from Trump. It's about reminding him that he should at least as eager to pander to conservative Christian base who has a record of turning on him or currently. So my whole point here is like, he's the nominee. He's the nominee. Nothing is changing. Trump is the nominee. What are you trying to accomplish by crying about Trump? Get him elected and then cry about him. Get elected and then say what you want to change. It makes no sense to me why 3 months before a fucking election we're crying about Trump. Why? Make it make sense. Because none of this shit makes sense to me. None of it. And that's where we are right now. Kamala Harris. Do people understand how dangerous Kamala Harris is? Do you understand what's at stake if Kamala Harris wins the presidency? Do you get it? Can you function? Can you get it through your brain to understand how fucked we are if Kamala Harris wins? Jesus Christ. Yeah, now we're in 2 months later. Yeah, we've got like 2 months. And you're crying about Donald Trump? Unbelievable. So that's the type of shit that drives me crazy, where these people on the right, I don't understand what is the logic about crying about Trump. Like, hypothetically speaking, in a hypothetical sense, everybody knows I'm a Trump guy. Everybody knows that as much as I loved DeSantis as the governor of Florida, because I live in Florida, I was like, DeSantis doesn't stand a chance against Trump, not even close. And I was really anti-DeSantis. Hypothetically speaking, let's go to the bizarro world where DeSantis becomes the nominee instead of Trump. Bizarro world indeed. But let's hypothetically say that. Once DeSantis becomes the nominee and the other person is Kamala Harris, do you think I'm going to get caught up on whining about DeSantis and all of the things that I had a problem with the DeSantis on when it's him versus Kamala? No. Absolutely not. Because that's a retarded, emotionally weak stance to take. And it shows that you don't actually understand what's at stake here. So that's where I'm at with it. I don't know what the truth is, but I go back to, I like Lauren, I like Liam, and they've always been nice to me and super cool. I don't know what's going on with this. Tim has made a statement, Benny has made a statement, and Dave Rubin, when he gets off of his knees, he will make a statement, I'm sure. And we'll see what he has to say, but they all seem that they feel deceived in some way, but I don't know if the deception comes from, I don't know where the deception lies. Like, they say that they feel deceived, but I don't know who they feel deceived by at this point in time. What I do know is that I ain't get paid. That's why I'm still begging for super chats. So I ain't gotten paid. Vladimir, hit a brother up, man. That's going to get clipped. Holy shit. I haven't been paid by Russia, so I don't know what's going on. That's going to get clipped. That'll be in the next rewriting Ripley video or something like that. But it is interesting. It is very, very interesting. You know what else is interesting? You know what else is interesting? There we go. With nearly 800 million wagered so far, Trump is starting to pull away from Kamala in the poly market betting markets, now up 7%. Trump is now up 7% in the betting markets. And it has been a very, very bad week. It's been a very bad week for her, and it's only getting worse. The numbers are trending in Trump's favor big time. Big time. And you've even got, let's see, I haven't listened to this video yet, but apparently CNN is having a bit of a meltdown. So let's check this out.
If you look at the white voters without college degrees, this is a Trump base constituency, obviously. You see his huge numbers with this group. You see that this is a trouble sign for Harris. She also, in a place like Georgia, is not doing well with white college-educated voters. She probably wants to make up some ground with white college-educated voters across these battlegrounds as well, Kate.
An important gut check for both campaigns and on multiple levels in multiple states is what's coming out here. It's great to see you, David. Thank you.
If you look at the...
Yeah, man. Kamala's in trouble. She is in trouble, and I'm loving every single bit of this right now. 538 has Trump's chances to win the Electoral College at 58% over Harris, and we are less than 2 months. Now, this is why I think a lot of things are happening right before our very eyes. Trump is pulling away right now. The momentum is all there. We are 6 days away from the debate. I am worried about what they're going to do at this debate. I have no idea what they're going to do at this debate. I don't know what tricks they have, but you understand, like, Trump is a freight train. Kamala Harris is a very stupid person. ABC hates Trump and they love Kamala. Trump is just, he is just crushing it right now, and he's pulling away from her. What tricks do they have? What tricks do they have up their sleeve? And that is a very big concern right now. So we're just going to have to pay attention, but things are getting wild, to say the least. Was there any other things that I had bookmarked to show? Oh, yeah. This is a big story right here. Trump thanks Brittany Mahomes for so strongly defending him on Instagram in the face of intense backlash and says, "See you both at the Super Bowl." President Trump is already saying, "I'll be at the Super Bowl. I'll be the president-elect," or he'll be the president by that time. So I want to thank the beautiful Brittany Mahomes for so strongly defending me, and the fact that MAGA is the greatest and most powerful political movement in the history of our now failing country. With crime and illegal immigration totally out of control, inflation ravaging all Americans, and the world that is laughing at the stupidity of our hapless leaders, it is nice to see someone who loves our country and wants to save it from doom. What a great couple. See you both at the Super Bowl. Let's freaking go. Brittany Mahomes. Apparently she's a Trump supporter. That is insane. That is crazy. I can't believe that. And she's friends with Taylor Swift. So I'm going to wait for Taylor Swift to, I guess, denounce Brittany Mahomes now. But I'm a Dolphins guy because Tua Tagovailoa is the quarterback. Roll Tide. Dolphins going all the way. If you have not subscribed to Sports Wars, that's our sports channel. We'll be talking sports over there. Sports Wars, Geeks and Gamers, sports channel right there. Dolphins are going all the way, baby. Okay? Tua for MVP. That's it, man. That's it. It's over. And yes, Bama. I'm a Bama fan. This happened right here. Tim Wall's family in Nebraska poses for a photo wearing a custom Trump shirts appears to be verified as legit. Donald Trump tweets, "Thank you very much, Jeff. It is a great honor to have your endorsement. I look forward to meeting you soon." Are you kidding me? Townhall's whole family. His whole family. This is wild, to say the least. Absolutely insane. I'm loving it. The MAGA momentum is off the charts right now. And that means that there's going to be some panic on the end of the left. The left wing, they're going to panic. They're going to panic big time. All right. Let's see. Kamala collapse. All right. I haven't seen this clip yet. But we're going to check this out because the headline is that Vivek will never be allowed on CNN again.
You brought up some claims about Kamala Harris. I want to finish that discussion. She said she didn't favor a ban on fracking now. The reality is she was one of the strongest proponents of that ban, so much so that when she was in California, she sued the Obama administration over granting fracking permits. She didn't just favor the abolition of private health insurance. She was a co-sponsor of the bill with Bernie Sanders as a U.S. Senator for Medicare for All for Americans. The reality is, when you think about the Green New Deal, she was the chief proponent, not just as a co-sponsor of the legislation, but going further and saying she would end the filibuster in the Senate to ram that through. So the reality is she can say what she wants to say now. Those are actions she has taken. Is someone allowed to evolve? Of course they are, but she deserves to explain exactly why she's changed those positions, exactly what her position is. If it's not a ban on fracking, what exactly is it? What exactly is her health care plan if she no longer favors abolishing private health insurance, which just 4 short years ago when she ran for president, she did? And that's the kind of scrutiny that's been missing. I think Donald Trump has received plenty of scrutiny, and I give credit to him for sitting for hostile interviews that Kamala Harris has not.
Dude, Vivek is legit, 100%. And this is what I want everybody to understand. So let me see if I can find it again. I played it a few Cobra Cast ago. Let's see here. Is this it? That it? Don't think that's it. Okay, yeah, this is the one. So I'm playing this for a reason. So I'm sure you all remember this, okay? But just stay with me. I've got a story to tell, okay?
Donald Trump did was use eminent domain to try to take the property of an elderly woman on the Strip in Atlantic City. That is not public purpose. That is downright wrong. And here's the problem with that.
Okay.
The problem was it was to tear down. It was to
Jeb
tear
wants
down.
to be. He wants to be a tough guy. He wants to be a tough guy
It was
tonight.
to tear down
I didn't
the
take
house,
the property.
and the net result was you tried.
I didn't
and
take
you
the
lost
property.
in the court.
The woman ultimately didn't want to do that.
That is not true. And the simple fact is, to turn this into a limousine parking lot for his casinos is not a public use. And in Florida, based on what we did, we made that impossible. It is part of our Constitution. That's the better approach. That is the conservative approach.
Mr. Trump, take 30 seconds. Let me just, he wants to be a tough guy. A lot of times, you'll have, and it doesn't work very well with
How tough is it to take property from an elderly woman?
Let me talk. Quiet.
How tough
a lot of times, that's all of his donors and special interests out there. So, that's what it is. And by the way, let me just tell you, we needed tickets. You can't get them. You know who has the tickets I'm talking about to the television audience? Donors, special interests, the people that are putting up the money. So it is. The RNC told us we have all donors in the audience, and the reason they're not loving me, the reason they're not loving me is I don't want their money. I'm going to do the right thing for the American public. I don't want their money. I don't need their money. And I'm the only one up here that can say that.
Yeah. So the reason I wanted to play this, all right, is because this is in 2016, okay? This is in 2016. And I want everybody to understand, I'm painting a picture for you. I'm painting a picture to build your enthusiasm and make you understand that everything is going to be okay. This is in 2016. And did you hear what President Trump just said then? He's got the whole place booing him in a Republican conservative debate. He says that the RNC wouldn't even give him tickets. This was the Republican Party of 2016. A Republican Party that Trump couldn't even get tickets from the RNC. Booed all through the building while he's on stage. Look what he's done since then. Right now, Trump runs the RNC. The Trump family runs the RNC. Donald Trump dominates the Republican Party. There is no Republican anything that Donald Trump would walk into a building now and get booed because he runs the Republican Party. Not only that, he has Vivek on his side. He has J.D. Vance on his side. He has Tulsi Gabbard on his side. He has RFK on his side. He has Elon Musk actively campaigning for him on a website that he owns that Trump was banned from in 2020. The game has fucking changed. And Trump won that election in 2016 without having any of the people that I just mentioned on his side. We all know what happened in 2020. And now here we are in 2024. This is a different game, and Trump is operating on a whole different level, and he has got the MAGA Avengers by his side. Elon Musk is literally just a Trump guy at this point. Like, if you go to Elon's Twitter right now, Elon Musk, go to his Twitter account, okay? He's got nearly 200 million followers. And he tweeted, now he's been tweeting a lot lately, but like Elon tweeted this, and I retweeted it. God, he's been tweeting a lot lately. So he's on this Brazilian thing right now. But he said right here, a Trump victory is essential to defend to the defense of freedom of speech, secure borders, safe cities, and sensible spending. Elon Musk is tweeting shit like this. He's all in on Trump. He's all in. It's crazy. He tweeted this out, which Trump put on True Social. Don't let Trump cheat. Demand voter ID and paper ballots. I've used this meme plenty of times. I love this meme so much. And so yeah, man, like Elon is the major piece to the puzzle. He's the major piece to the puzzle. And yeah, so he's all in. Like, this isn't just like Elon Musk just casually saying like, yeah, vote Trump. Elon Musk might as well just be a member of the Trump campaign at this point in time. I mean, he's that in on Trump. This isn't like a casual thing. This is I'm all in on the Trump campaign and Trump 2024. You look at the support Trump has. He's more popular than he's ever been. He's got more control of the Republican Party now, and he has the MAGA Avengers by his side. And as I've said with J.D. Vance, I had criticisms of J.D. Vance. I had questions about J.D. Vance. But the thing that J.D. Vance does, which is what he needs to do, and I don't mean this as a criticism of Donald Trump, because obviously I love Donald Trump and I love the way he approaches things. J.D. Vance can articulate Trump's points clearer and more concise to normies that don't necessarily like Trump's approach and his rhetoric and his attitude. J.D. Vance actually can explain Trump's policies much clearer and calmer and a lot easier for people to understand. That's what he does. And he's great at it. He's fantastic at it. I've heard him do it. I was watching him the other day and I'm just going, dude, this guy is actually perfect at being like a mouthpiece for Trump to say exactly what needs to be said to people that Trump might kind of bother or rub the wrong way. J.D. Vance is a perfect spokesman for that, which is exactly what he needs to be. And then you got Vivek, who just crushes it every single time he is there on an interview. Vivek is just amazing. RFK, Tulsi, the list goes on and on. Trump is in a great position. The people now, Trump has done the work and he's rallied the right people. Now it's up to us. It's up to the soldiers that are out there that have to vote and get other people to vote. That's the work now that has to be done. Boots on the ground. That's your job. That's my job. That's our job. That's what needs to happen now. Everybody, all hands on deck. That's what needs to happen. So there you go. Samuel for a $100 super chat. Let's see, here it goes. Attacks on Ruben, Tim, and Benny and the fellowship, but the establishment isn't called out for paying YouTubers for fake support, won't do interviews outside of controlled settings with no policy. Read between the lines. Sounds like free and fair elections to me. 100%. Like, all of this is not isolated, and it's not circumstances, or it's not a coincidence. This is all targeted, and it is specifically happening for a reason. 100%. And so that's why I don't know. I have no idea if I've made the right decisions or the wrong decisions for the next year or 5 years for me as a business or whatever. I feel very good that the future of my company and my success lies within the people that support me. And if you all decide like I can go fuck myself, then I'm screwed. So from that perspective, like, no one controls the destiny of the future of CobraCast or Geeks and Gamers except for how I respond to the audience and how the audience determines if I've earned their success or if I've earned their support, and they will determine our success. So I don't feel like I can be canceled from that perspective. Can they put roadblocks up? Can they create problems? Yes, but I don't feel like Geeks and Gamers and 199 and CobraCast can be canceled. I just don't. I don't feel like that can happen. It's nerve-wracking to have your YouTube channels threatened when you know you've done nothing wrong and you know that there's false flagging campaigns out there. But I'm very confident that whatever happens, we can survive it, and I feel like we will. So there you go with that. Let's see. D-Day Cobra, you have 3.5 or 3.1 concurrent with 142,000 subs. Crowder has 13,000 with 5 million. Well, Crowder's probably also got a ton of people watching on Rumble too. But either way, I mean, I'm very happy with the amount of viewers that we get and have on this channel. It's absolutely fantastic. So, all right, we are going to fantastic. Mr. Knox for 10 says, who here remembers Nina Jankowicz, who was supposed to be the director of disinformation government's board? She's in Australia trying to peddle her crap here on the talk show with people who agree with her. I remember the name. Samuel for 20 says, this looks like collusion on multiple fronts to attack news outlets and cultural hubs that disagree with the establishment in the months leading up to the election. Harley Dave says, D-Day Cobra, I love and support you, a homosexual. I can't even say the domain name of I.199. Yeah. Harley Dave says, twixt you a question. Feel free to share it. Let me see what you said over there really quick. Here we go. Oh, here it is. It wouldn't let you send that? Wow. Look at that. So it wouldn't let Harley Dave send this. Look at that. Is it because your account's been locked out because you sent so many super chats, maybe? Jeremy, what should we do with i.199.com? And it wouldn't let you send that. Maybe it thinks it's like a porn site or something. I don't know. That's wild. I can't believe that. So let me show you guys this. So Harley Dave actually, and let me, I don't want to show all my DMs here, so give me just a minute here. Okay, so Harley Dave has I.199, and this is what he put right here. Look at that. That is badass. You see that, Krista? That's pretty cool, isn't it? So if you go to I.199, what, Krista?
Yeah.
Thank you, Krista. But that's pretty badass right there, actually. So thank you, Harley Dave. That is cool. I don't know. Maybe it could just be I don't know. Set it up as a fan site, maybe. I'm not sure. But that's pretty cool, man. That is awesome right there. There's so many. It's all because of you guys. All the memes. Again, one more time, I will show. But if you go over to 221B Tactical, You can get the IDOT shirt for our San Antonio meetup, which is happening in October. You can also get a Flex Fit Geeks and Gamers hat right here. The Flex Fit Geeks and Gamers hat. Geeks and Gamers Online Original since 199. And that is something you guys have requested a lot of, the Flex Fit hats. So you got 2 weeks to get those, and the campaign will be over. And then there's the shirt right there. So IDOT, that is the premier of IDOT, and you'll be seeing a lot more of him. If you don't know who or what IDOT is, I can show you really quickly because Krista made a post the other day, and I think I can find it. Let's see here. I've tweeted a lot today. Okay, so on this post right here, here's how IDOT was born right here.
Chat, Jay, let's go ahead and take a moment real quick. I know we need to read super chats, but let's just take a moment to make fun of this person. Create channel says, say yes to Joe. IDOTs. Trying to call us in the chat idiots and misspells idiots. IDOTs. Listen here, motherfucker.
I'm an IDOT.
If you're going to try to come in here and insult us, you might want to spell it correctly, you fucking IDOT. What a loser.
Of all the names you could think of, you wrote Create Channel. That's the name of your channel is Create Channel. I.199.
I.199.
That's it, man.
Chat, Jay.
Oh, that's great. So that's how it happened, and there you go. So when we were coming up with this mascot, there were some names being thrown around, and I'm like, everything has to be connected to the chat. The chat has to have ownership of things. So why not call him IDOT? I think it works. IDOT represents the chat. It represents me and you. It represents all of us. So there you go. And yes, that more merch with this style and everything will be rolling out in the very near future. So I'm looking forward to it. So good stuff indeed. Let's see. Vespian, the glory of Rome is over, says Jeremy. These people are controlled opposition. They are paid to create a right-wing persona. And when it is most opportune, they decry Trump to placate their hold handlers at some Soros-owned organization. It's just hard for me to imagine that Lauren Chin's doing anything like that. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to imagine Lauren Chin's doing anything like that. I don't know them, you know. Troy News says for 20 says Elon Musk. I have never been materially active in politics before, but this time I think civilization as we know it is on the line. If we want to preserve freedom and meritocracy in America, then Trump must win. Well said from Elon Musk. Harley Dave says, chat, what should I do with the website? It's up to the chat. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, the Dems has Trump's nephew and niece who despise him for not paying attention to them enough. Trump has walls in his whole family because they see Tampon Tim as a commie. Harley Dave says, bro, you can have the web domain. It's all good. I did this for the 199, so what should I do with I.199? Chat, I have been canceled for saying 199 over the last 30 minutes. Chat's got some ideas, I'm sure. Piano Dean says, when I was in college and had a girl over, I'd have a necktie in my bedroom doorknob to let my roommates know when not to interrupt us because we were talking about neckties. Harley Dave says, dude, if you want the domain name, it's yours. I appreciate it, Harley Dave. I'll talk to you in the DMs, man. That's super freaking cool that you did that, man. I love how much enthusiasm we have from the peeps. East Bound Ian 99 says, if you for 5 says, if you need a laugh, I got cut out from 3 former friends, all because I said I was voting for the guy who can bring back my dollar menu, laughing my ass off. Hail the 199. Well, you got plenty of friends here. What?
Where'd you read this from?
I said the 5 at the very top of the next row. Is that okay?
How come you don't scroll all the way to the top like a normal person?
I did. Oh, I did. Oh, my bad. My bad. She gets mad. She gets mad. Mo Delicious says, it's Daddy Waffle happening. That's some old lore right there. That's some old lore. McCock says, FMK, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Bush Jr. I'm not going to say, because there's an easy answer to that question, and it doesn't involve any of them. But I'm sure someone in the chat will tell me, or someone in the chat will guess what my answer would be. Gerald Armstrong says, how crazy is that Beanie Boy drama? Yesterday, he is planning on suing Kamala. Now his financiers for Tenet Media were arrested. I know, dude. It's wild. Really now for 5 says they can at least try to hide it. Y'all get with a defunding campaign and the DOJ. Y'all get hit with a defunding campaign and the DOJ goes after Tenet and all of those guys. 100%, man. That's why, like, ultimately, I don't want to be reliant upon, YouTube per se. And of course, we have a great support on Rumble and Kick and all of that. But that's why the membership side of things over on geeksandgamers.com, like, I don't know if you guys remember, there was that, correct me if, tell me, who's the fucking website that, Side Scrollers covered this website recently with Nick Calandra, and it's a gaming website, and that guy Nick Calandra was running it. If I can't remember the name of the website or the group that they are or whatever. Second Wind, that's it. Little Orphan Funkhauser. Second Wind. So Second Wind is a gaming website, and I don't really know exactly how they're structured out or anything like that, but Nick Calandra is one of the top people there. And just so you know, Nick Calandra is an absolute vile piece of shit who cheered for the banning of Donald Trump on Twitter back in 2020. He celebrated it. And then when he celebrated the banning of Donald Trump, he then said that his biggest concern was that Trump would create his own website and that he would still have a voice over there. His whole stance was that Trump should not have a voice ever anywhere online, period. Anyway, point being, they have a Patreon. And while I don't think that they are anywhere near as big as Geeks and Gamers, like in terms of their social media and their YouTube and stuff, which their YouTube channel has like a lot of subscribers, but if you look at like the interaction and everything like that, they were making like, I think they were making like $70,000 or $80,000 a month or something like that on Patreon from their community, which is, if we ever made like that type of money on a Patreon or a membership service, it fundamentally changes the entire business of what we're doing. Fundamentally changes everything. So I would be able to pay people more. I would be able to greenlight different projects and stuff like that. And I couldn't believe they were making that much money. It's insane. And maybe I'm a little off. Maybe it's a little less, but it was like, I don't know. It was like 50 or 60. I can't remember. I don't know. But the amount of money they were making was just absolutely stupid. I was like, are you kidding me? That's crazy. So when you support us with our link over there on geeksandgamers.com, we get, I think, 95% of that cut through locals, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities there. And so, anyway, we'll get into that later. The Clapper of Cheeks for $4.99 says, laughing my ass off. I think I sent that wasted when I was watching his show. Oh, what's up, Clapper of Cheeks? They get a lot of money because Yahtzee carries Second Wind on his back, just like he carried his former company. Don't you know Yahtzee? I've heard the name, but I don't know much about him. I've heard the name, but I don't know much about him. Zihoni says a bunch of the Sims are crying about Trump on X. They never stop. They never stop. Nandy says, don't worry, chat. Since Jeremy is gay, he and Geeks and Gamers are covered. Archer Blade says, this is not okay. It's just not. Match Scott says, you just you don't stop being gay, just like Jeremy. C&D Design says, Queen of the 199, hail Krista. Mr. Anti-Egg Man says, like the video. Yeah, like the video. We're over 2,000 likes. Let's go. Black Kane says, y'all can't get canceled. You have a homosexual and a mentally challenged giant, a body positive guy, and a muscular dystrophy of the legs, and Krista. God damn. Modern Minuteman movement, the left of the real fascist. Alan Tanasi says, crazy what's going on in Brazil. Asylum for 4, only the single big booty Brazilian girls, though, to be honest. Insomniac says, it would be so funny if you got the interview before the quartering, since he has been begging to interview Trump for weeks. He'll re on YouTube for sure. Man, it would be cool if that happens, but I am not longing for it. I'm not begging for it. And I don't need to interview Trump. I just want Trump to win, and I want him to be reelected. I'm not sure that I would have any real impact on getting him reelected with an interview. I will just continue to do Cobra Cast nightly, and I think I will have the same impact there. But like, I want Trump to be interviewed by people that can actually turn the needle and things like that. But it'll be an honor if it happens, but I'm not counting on it. Leighton says, what are the odds that the letter was sent by the FBI deep state to all those lib tubers? I think it's a... it depends on what you're talking about, because there's a lot of different situations. You're talking about my situation, you're talking about the tenant situation. Mike says, I got the XTV app, appears to be just videos that are available on X, including this stream. It appears I can like videos and only view comments. Interesting. Okay. It's in the beta testing, so that's good. Magnum North says, MAGA Force unite, unify, and electrify. Everyone must be stupefied. 199. Exel Arts says, watch Star Wars Return of the Redneck music video with Star Wars Theory. Oh, I wish I would have. I'll mention it to Theory. Mike Noss says, do you know when the Geeks and Gamers logo shirt will be back in stock? I wanted to order one. We might can launch that one. Here's the thing is, and I have a bad... I think we should probably just launch multiple campaigns instead of just doing one or two. I think we should launch multiple ones. So if we have a big success on this IDOT and this FlexFit campaign, then I will have more confidence to launch like 3 or 4 at a time. And one of those could be the standard Geeks and Gamers shirt. Axel Jensen says, Jeremy does do it for money, though. Griftcast. Of course. Michaela Ish says, there is no containing the kennel. I respect that Ryan doesn't pull his punches. Hail Jeremy and Jay and Star Wars Theory. Hail the 199. Let's see. Johnny the Whiz Kid says, hey Theory, you remember when you first joined us in Mario Kart with the premium members? Andrew Tuggs and Drunk was there while I dominated. Welcome back. Yeah, that was fun times. Mike says, bring back Krista to balance out this sausage fest. Magnum Norris says, a 100K Jay, Wolf of Wall Street chant, please. Where's he at on subs right now, Krista? Where's Jay at? How close is Jay?
He's like 300 away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on. We gotta get him there. We gotta get Jay there. There's gotta be 200 people here that has not subscribed, okay? The Apprentice movie trailer just dropped. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
What? Oh boy.
All right. This is your reaction that I was talking about. I'm gonna.
Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see if I can find it really quickly. I don't see. Well, what is that? Hang on. I'm looking. Let me. Uploaded today. I don't see one. I'm looking, but I can't find it. Krista, do you see it anywhere? I searched YouTube and didn't see it. That would have been great to react to. All right, hang on. Is Jay live? A movie we didn't need? Oh, it's going to be awful. It's going to be awful. Is anybody finding it? Is it on Twitter? Somebody tag me if it's on Twitter. Let's see here. I'm looking right now, but I don't see anything. I mean, usually I can find stuff like this pretty quickly, so. Hilariously awful. Okay, I don't know. Wait, is that it? Oh, wait, hang on. Is this it? This just looks like a scene. This is a clip. This is a clip. All right, I don't know if this is it or not, but we're gonna. All right, here we go. Hang on.
Listen.
All right, so this is The Apprentice clip exclusively in theaters October 11th. This is the movie about Donald Trump's young life. This is going to be trash. This is going to be a hit piece. This is releasing less than a month before the election. This is all strategic. This is meant to be a smear campaign on President Trump. But let's check this out.
Listen, Judy, about 100 reporters were crawling up my ass to get this interview, and I gave you the exclusive.
Yes, hello, Judy. This is Donald Trump. I'm very excited to talk to you.
Be excited.
Donald, now that the lawsuit is behind you, what do you want to do next?
Well, I intend to acquire the Commodore, and I'm planning on making it the best and the finest building in the city, maybe the country, in the world. Judy, in the world, it's going to be the finest building in the world. It's going to be a spectacular hotel, absolutely spectacular, first class, and
that sounds very ambitious. Where do you get the drive? You're still so young, Donald.
I got flair and I'm smart, so I think that's going to make me successful. But I also want to stay humble.
Sorry, Judy. Listen, let's do the rest in person and bring a photographer, okay?
Sorry, Lori.
No, I mean, listen,
Caught
it's
me
your
off
life. You got a ways to go, but you're learning. Listen.
What the fuck did I just watch? I'm just gonna say it. Beardo does a better impersonation than Sebastian Stan. Beardo does a better impersonation than Sebastian Stan. That was horrible. That does not represent Trump in any way, shape, or form. That was bad. That was so awful. I don't even understand. Like, are they trying to what narrative are they trying to create in that clip? Holy shit. This thing is going to be a train wreck. Now, they're obviously going to paint this narrative that Donald Trump is a terrible person. He's a horrible human being. He's the worst guy alive. And I guess this is how he became this all evil human being. That's what they're going to try. This thing is going to backfire terribly. This thing is going to backfire gloriously. And yeah, it sounded nothing like him. No mannerisms or nothing. And even when you go back and listen to young Donald Trump, like he has different mannerisms, but he still is the same guy. He's been consistently over the course of 40 years. He's always been the same. Donald Trump has always had the same mentality. He said the same things. He's gotten a little more aggressive, a tad bit more aggressive as he's gotten older, but he's still the same guy. Good Lord. So there you go. There is the Apprentice clip that we just saw. Absolute trash. Krista, what did you think about that?
I am still hung up on that Minecraft trailer we got. My gosh, I can't. We need to bring the Sonic affect everything at this point.
That was bad. That was bad. So whatever. Sebastian Stan, terrible. All right, Mike says bring Krista back to balance out. Oh, I got that one earlier, Krista. Get a 100K J Wolf of Wall Street chant, please. Let's see. Modern Minute Men movement says the left constantly uses gobbles tactics. Jester for 2 says all your channels will fail, only DSP will remain. Maximus BT says where my breed set? Schick says Jeremy's making leftists mad again. Shocker, always is. What is that? Decrypit says Theory J Jeremy together MAGA 2024 hail chat. Axel Jensen says Jeremy radicalized me. Axel Jensen says Theory is the Joe Rogan of Star Wars fan base. Frosty says Theory is probably 100% correct. Love ya, Theory. Horror Amarada says, is this where I come to get bullied? Yes, 100%. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, drunk Cobra Theory cast has a nice ring to it. Old Renaissance Boomer says, Alex and Molly, Star Wars Explained. I thought you were talking about Twink and the Redhead. You got to admit, pretty close. Hail the 199 MAGA eye dot, or Mage eye dots. 8 o'clock says, Jeremy, you should ask Trump if there will be Titanfall 3 under his second term. I might. Modern Minutemen Movement says Digital Brown Shirts. Chef Nick Nero says, boom, drunk Cobra Theory. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, these idiots who are they accuse others but they think they're doing good. It's another case of are we the baddies moment. Screw them. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead said, so are you telling me there are actually real living, breathing people that miss the Acolyte? They must be bots or they're lying. X-Wing says, gay Plagueis Bones, his clone Vader, episode 4, or bust. X-Wing. Lou D says, Walton Groggins was brilliant as Venus Van Dam. Operation Outstanding in the Field says, Drunk Cobra Theory. It's outstanding to meet all three of you at MegaCon. All you're missing is Sydney Watson for this week's shill meltdown. Jay, message her. Yeah, she was getting a lot of hate from them too. Cole Hauser says Walton Goggins could have been a dreadnought Trump 2024. Geeks and Gamers Play Highlights says funds are a little low, so holding the line, no worries. Southeastern Kaiju says even Trump's influencers are Russian assets. Alan Tanasi says Jeremy has a small circle. I'm calling Cap since he is a fig, laughing my ass off. Nandy says F this Fortnite update, also base theory. Daria Murphy says Lauren Chin is a rhino feminist. She was always going to betray us. I stopped following her a while ago. Mike says, so Tim Walz's family and Barack Obama's brother are voting for Trump. MAGA 2024. Zihoni says the media promote Mary L. Trump heavily as a messiah because she has Mary L. Trump because she has TDS. They are quiet on Tim Pond's family. Also, you missed my prior super chat. No, I got it. I'm going through them. That's double right there. Cold Iron Walrus says, will the pro-life thing cost Trump the election? I'm legit worried many people will vote for someone else or just abstain altogether. F it all up. If people don't vote for Trump over the pro-life stuff, then we were always going to be fucked anyway. If you're that emotional over one little issue, then it was never going to work in the first place. And we're just completely lost at that point. Harley Dave says, peace can be achieved. It's easy if we bring lion energy leadership back into D.C. Troy News says, I'm voting for Harris. She clearly has an endless amount of word salad that will end world hunger if elected. # change my mind. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, only cowards bring notes to debates. Weak sauce. Old Renaissance Boomer says, let Jay know the gifties not given out by YouTube glitch during his History of Pirate stream. YouTube did issue a refund. I gave one. Prayers to Willie Will. Krista, can you make sure we let Jay know about that? East Coast Toasted Boy says, I want to say something for the Halo fans in the chat. It's really sad. Let's see, that the Rona jab has a higher risk for heart failure than the Spartan 2 augmentations. Dan Vast Sugar Mama says, where's Dan? Hi, Dan. Objectively Cat says, did you say RK Outhouse, Jeremy? Yes, that's because that's what the super chat said. East Coast Toasted Boy says, will the Spartan 2 augmentations, at least you actually get something out of it instead of either nothing or intentional unalive. Magnum Norris says, BK Outpost got them spicy chicken fries, Ryan. Nandio says, I still don't think people, especially YouTube, understands how deranged the radical left is. Archer Blade says abortion is just as bad as slavery, so maybe a new amendment illegalizing it would be great. It's a slow process, so let's take our wins with Trump 2024. Archer Blade says, I got that one again. Dan Vast Sugar Mama says Liz Cheney endorsed Kamala today. Yeah, that's a surprise to nobody. 8 o'clock says, it's like saying I can't vote for David because of one issue, all while he's campaigning against the devil. There is no perfect person on the ballot. There isn't, and there never will be. The Happy Plague Doctor says, say Trump gets elected. We've only got 4 years to figure shit out. That is true. Nandy says, this is the problem with one-issue voters, hypersensitive to any sort of news or rumors related to their stance. Single-issue voters are gay. Cellular Dream says, I'll pay you, Jeremy. Please do. River Miles says, in Soviet Russia, we proved the D-Day Cobra and his boyfriend, the Jeremy Prime, are, even if they're, the D-Day Cobra and his boyfriend, the Jeremy Prime, even if they're homosexuals. Philip Connell says, pardon Kamala's turkey next Thanksgiving. Dan Bass Sugar Mama says, Tim Walz hit with the House subpoena regarding $250 million. Axel Jensen, Walz family turned on Tim, the Kennedys did to RFK. Axel Jensen says, Jeb has Benergy. Jared the American says, my school put out a public flyer supporting Kamala. Really? That's insane. Rick Shaw says, don't worry, the Geeks and Gamers channel is safe, and you are safe, Jeremy, because there's no way YouTube will take down a homosexual. I.199. Jose Taco says, Jay is about 200 subs away from 100,000. No live stream? Is he really? By the way, Geeks and Gamers has now crossed 397,000 subscribers with all of this craziness. So we are now less than 3,000 subscribers from 400,000 on the channel. Let's freaking go. Jose Taco says, Jay, I got that one. John Papa Sergio says, it's amazing when Google or Amazon makes an error, it benefits the left. Trump not being searchable, Alexa being anti-Trump. Always like that. Jared the American says, we'll message you on Discord. Doodoo Magoo says, the establishment is going after all common sense dissenting voices. Keep fighting. Poop a loop. Really now says, I'm trying to get going over on X, but I think they think I'm a bot and completely nuked me. Really? That sucks, man. They took your account down? Let's see. I see XRUX for 5 says, love you guys. Found you through theory. Keep doing big things. Props to Krista for keeping you fools in line. Haha. Cheers.
Haha.
VJ the Vigilant says, IDOT reminds me of Vector Man. Vespian, the glory of Rome is forever, says, give me a better reason why Lauren Chin and others are anti-Trump, if not controlled opposition. Nothing else makes logical sense, in my opinion. I don't have a good answer for you, and that's the sad situation here. It makes no fucking sense to me why you would be anti-Trump this close to the election when the opposite choice is Kamala Harris. It makes no sense. Sean C. Says, does Jeremy Osteen support Trump? We need a blessing for MAGA and the 199 IDOTs. Jeremy Osteen loves President Donald Trump. He donates a lot to the Jeremy Osteen Foundation. Jeremy Osteen will always say a big "Wamen" for President Trump as long as the super chats keep flying. Wamen President Trump. Objectively, a cat says, be honest, Jeremy, would you eat at BK Outhouse? No. Why would I ever do something like that? Would you, Krista? Is she even here?
Sorry, I'm editing a video.
What's that? That's like, that was a really like aggressive no.
Because I was muted and then I realized I was muted. So then when I unmuted because I'm annoyed, I said no. And I'm editing a video.
Vault 95 for $1 says Fig. Vault 95 for another $1 says if you get I can handle all these. You don't need to color them out if you're editing a video. Yeah. Okay. If you get a Trump interview, you could credit Drunk 3PO for it and get him to 100K. We might can get him to 100K tonight. It might happen. Johnny the WizKid says, if you do an interview with Trump, can I throw issues for you to bring to his attention? No. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm gonna have specific questions I'm gonna ask him. So no. Arthur Brown says, hey Jeremy, just wanted to give you some context on VPNs because you said you would consider taking a sponsorship from one. Basically, VPNs only hide your identity from your ISP. That's it. Noted. Arthur Brown says the government can still very easily work out who you are if they want to. Most websites can even tell what hardware you're using trackers. Many VPNs in the past have also been caught keeping logs. Noted. Yeah, I've never used one. The Blind Lawyer says Jeremy spelled backwards is GIF. Wonder how long it takes Bama Boy to get it. Jeremy is part of the rainbow. There is his shield. Blind Lawyer says Spaceballs is last true Star Wars. Johnny the WizKid says, hey, Theory, you better not give a fuck. Watch it, respect, and accept your racist, bigot, and fascist bitch face with a smiley face. The Blind Lawyer says, Let's see. Super gay main character is going to be based on Jeremy and Jay with Krista just trying to figure out what's going on. Johnny the Whiskey says, I have a question. In 2016 election, when Trump was announced the winner, was it announced on January 20th or was it delayed that long? We'd wait the same day this election. The anxiety will kill us. Trump was announced immediately the night of the wait, it was the next day, right? Was it the next day or was it late that night? I think it was very late that night. I can't remember in 2016. I think it was late that night that he walked out there because he's like, sorry for the wait, complicated business. But it was later than you would expect. But it did happen that night, I'm pretty sure. Top Gunner says, what's up? Just came from Salty Cracker Stream. Re199. Jeremy's gay. Vault 95 says, Jeremy, when you going to go on Bro Science to show them what a real man looks like and that real men play Fortnite? Damn right. And Splatoon.
Yeah.
So Johnny Whiskid says, Jeremy, react to the video about this tall, big guy intimidating his small teacher over pronouns. It's out of control, no violence, but it's scary situation, what he could have done. Eric K has the link. Vault 95 says, you could have told Don Jr.'s team that you've been called a fig and gay more than anyone in history. Fantastic Person says, does Krista have a P.O. box? If so, we'll send Tim Tams. Yes, she does. Ooh. It's the one in the Geeks and Gamers description. You can send it to that one.
Thank you. You just got to make sure you put Krista G&G. If you want to find it, you can also go to my Kick channel in the About section. Thank you.
Yep. On the very bottom of the list with messages, Tim P says, I recently listened to The Art of the Deal. Great book. Compare the Trump from then to today. He is the same. Yep. Go read it or listen to it, people. 199. Coop for 10 says, if the phone lines are open, I will be talking on the mic with Gen X again in 15 minutes. I grift Jeremy. I appreciate that. Sean C. Green, member message, thank you. Jason says, must get Moose and Squirrel and Jeremy. Betwixt, member message, thank you. Beastie Man says, people on both sides that can't control their fucking emotions shouldn't be in politics, period. I agree, man. Emotionally unstable people are a huge fucking problem on both the left and the right. BJ says, I need another 221B Snake Pit 199 t-shirt. I have worn it out. I love hearing that. No Identity Music, thank you. Magnum Norris says, Trump's Ascension reminds me of the Skyrim theme song. It's freaking glorious. Dragon Dan says, if you interview one of Trump's, what would you focus on and what's, okay. Would you focus more on what we specialize in with Geeks and Gamers or regular political issues? If I, this is like, and I don't know what the process is, but this is hypothetically if I was to interview Trump, and I without me knowing if they, because I don't think they're going to tell me what I can and can't ask him, but like for me, I would not ask Trump a ton of political stuff. I would ask him more everyday man, normie stuff that I think that could actually get some traction and actually get some new eyes on the conversation. I wouldn't ask him the normal stuff. I watched Trump enough to know what his talking points are, so I would try to stay away from that, but Trump would probably still revert back to that because I'm not Theo Vaughn. Theo Vaughn, like, his interview was fantastic, but I would ask questions that I think could get some different answers from Trump potentially, although I understand how difficult it is to take Trump off message. So, but that's what I would focus on, is try to get some different stuff than just like political stuff. Dragon Dan, I got that one. Chris says, Jeremy Hamley is doing tailgates for Trump. Are you going to be doing anything? How are you getting people to register to vote? You have a platform, bro. Yeah, I mean, I reached out to Scott Pressler. I'd like to get him on and see if there's anything that I can help with that perspective. I did talk to him at the RNC too. So Fennel Floyd said, even if when Trump wins, there's no way the deep state will let him back into the White House. Pray for his safety. Let's hope you're wrong. Someone says, I don't agree with Jay, and Jeremy is a great guy. Hey, there you go. SWA gifted a membership. Thank you. Objectively a Cat says, the Hallmark Channel is made specifically for women. Over the years, there have been thousands of rom-coms for women. Women already have their own stuff. The Hallmark Channel doesn't exist anymore. Oh, no, this ABC Family doesn't exist anymore. Let's see. Quillen Hawk says, I too have been radicalized by Jeremy. Welcome in. Let's see. Decry Pit, thank you for becoming a member. Cole Hauser says, yo, Jeremy, stay strong, bro. I love when you and Ryan call out I'm not going to repeat it because I'm already up enough heat. God bless you, Ryan, Gary, J, 199, Yojo, Praise Our Ra, Trump 2024. River Miles says, is this guy D-Day Cobra or Jeremy Prime's boyfriend? He's based. Acolyte was trash. Aaron James, D-Day Cobra membership, thank you. Guy the Guardian says, hail Samsung, hail Benny, hail Star Wars Theory. Also, I don't like Star Wars Explained. Why do you say hail Samsung? Hey, I'm a Samsung guy myself. I'm just saying. The Grand Duke says, is Jeremy going to assemble the East Coast 199 Avengers on the stream tonight? We tried. Cole Hauser, member message, thank you. Andrew CER says, who's gayer, Jeremy or Dave Rubin? Jeremy. Aaron James, gifted membership. War Machine, 5 gifted memberships. Max Scott, welcome to the Snake Pit. Hangry is angry. Jeremy, this could be your chance to represent the everyman, the regular guy who just wants to make a decent living and enjoy a little life. I agree. Lou says the coordinated attack on you guys, Gary and Ryan and others, just shows you guys are on top, killing it, and these people are fading into obscurity. I do agree with that. But without the people, we are nothing. And that's what I will never forget. Jeremy B says, damn, 14 months of free memberships, one hell of a community. Hail the 199. And Jason D says, did Jay hit 100K? That would be a big new indeed. Not yet, but he's close. Fantastic Mr. says, don't ask Trump if he watched One Piece. That would be pretty funny, actually. Hey, Trump, what was your opinion on One Piece? Trump, do you think we'll get a Titanfall 3 under your administration? That would be good. Let's see. I got that one. Mike for 5 says, Lauren and Milo were both crying about Trump's stance on weed. That shouldn't be a concern right now. If potheads vote for Trump, I'm all for it. Same here. And I clearly am not a pothead, and I'm never going to smoke pot ever. But yeah, I have no problem with that. Let's see. Marlena says, let me be clear. I'm an IDOT. There you go right there. There you go. And I think we're all caught up, right, Krista?
Yeah.
Look at that. Gaming with Strife for a 199. Vespian says, ask Donald Trump if he cheers War Eagle or Roll Tide. That might break my heart to get that answer. Let's see. Taking this opportunity to give you all credit for providing a platform for us to chill. You all do more for the community than you might realize. Well, I appreciate that. That's all I really want, and that's why, like, what we're trying to do over on geeksandgamers.com. So essentially, let me show you. So if you click the Join 199, I think it's going to take you to the landing page to become a member. I think that's what's going to happen. Matter of fact, let me make sure before I got to see what happens here. Okay, yeah, so if you click that, this is what's going to happen right here. It'll take you to, this is the locals page right here. And essentially what this is going to look like is you're going to see a lot of posts, or let's see, is it the news feed right here? So this is the news feed. You can actually, if you're a member, you can create a post where other members can see it and interact. We're going to post our live streams. We're going to have an open chat. And the D-Day Cobra stuff will be tied into this too. So any exclusive content that I do, it all ties into the direct. I'm not going to create 2 different platforms for membership because I just don't think that's fair. I want everything to run through Geeks and Gamers. I'm not going to create my I might have to create a separate one in time, but I'm not trying to double dip on people from that perspective. I would rather just create one place where we can all have the conversation instead of telling you guys to pay me twice in these different places. One place, have those discussions and everything like that. So and that's going to be a place where we can create a 24-hour live chat that I can just leave open, and you guys can chat all fucking day long, and then we can talk to you. Because the thing about the YouTube memberships is that the gifted memberships, it's just that there's just so many people that it brings in that aren't like people that some people are just people that don't like us. Not many, but it happens. But like to the members there, I'm going to be a lot more transparent about what our plans are, what our goals are, what we want to do financially, what the next steps are. Like that a lot of that's going to be discussed over there. And we're a couple of weeks from getting that all rolled out, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it indeed. So it's going to be awesome. Krista, what do you got going on?
I am here and tomorrow I'm there. But anyway, so follow Geeks and Gamers on Instagram and also follow my new Instagram, which is basically a rebrand. It's called Chris Beep. You can find my ad right there. I just put it right there. My name, Chris Beep. So
Chris
you can find me on you can follow me on Instagram and I post a lot of gaming stuff there. So follow Geeks and Gamers Instagram, Park Hop Instagram, and Chris Beep. Thank you.
There we go. Play the where do we go? Download the new Fortnite and download the new Fortnite update and play it. Is there a new update?
I don't know. I know that Jay right now is live playing Sea of Thieves, so it sounds possible. I don't know.
Does Jay is Jay gonna play Fortnite with me if I go live?
Probably not.
Why not? It'd be a little bit later if I do it. If
Everyone's saying yes.
So there's a new update? What the fuck?
And everyone's calling me Kamala. Listen, guys. Today I was here and today I was there. It is what it is.
All right, if I do go live, it'll be on this channel right here. That's my gaming channel, so that's where I go live. I've been playing Black Ops 6. I'll look at this Fortnite thing. It'll be about an hour if I do it. And I guess we will see. So let me see. All right, so Krista, are you gonna play Fortnite with me?
No.
Why not?
I just got Tears of the Kingdom back. Are you crazy?
Oh, okay.
Did you hear what happened? I don't know if you saw my tweet.
I didn't.
So remember when I told you that on my Nintendo Switch, I lost all my progress on Tears of the Kingdom because I was stupid and I didn't back up my game because I thought that Nintendo
Oh yeah,
does
you
that
did
for
tell me
you.
about this. You told me.
And I
about
lost
this, yeah.
like hours and hours and hours of gameplay. Well, I forgot that I also have a Switch Lite that had all of the backups. So I was able to reclaim it.
There we go.
And then I saved it.
So you're happy
I'm
about that.
Smart.
So you're happy about that.
Yeah, I'm basically like a computer scientist.
Okay.
I figured it out. This is why when I go
Congratulations.
over, Grandma always asks me to fix her TV. She knows. She knows.
People are saying Jay is playing Fortnite right now.
Is
Damn
he?
it.
It said Sea of Thieves.
Go check.
Hang on.
Now I've got to set up a fucking event. I'm gonna go ahead. If he's playing right now, I'll just set the event up right now.
Oh, he changed it to Fortnite.
Is he have a full crew?
No, he's by himself.
Is he? Nobody
Looks like
likes
it.
Jay. Nobody likes Jay.
I like G.
All right. Let's see. Fortnite. No. He's mad at me because I didn't play the other night. Fortnite no build. All right. I guess I'm going live here in just a minute. Jesus. I've been sitting for like 3.5 hours. But you know what? Poor me. Poor me. I get to go play video games. What a
I hear
terrible life I
fireworks.
have. Huh?
I hear fireworks.
Do you?
Mm.
All right, so let's see. Raid J. Fuck that. I'm raiding myself. Sorry, that was mean. Was that was mean. The
Yeah.
raids actually have not been working lately, and I don't know why.
Mm.
None of my raids have been working. Let's see. Jay's got enough money. Jay's got enough money. So.
He's rich.
He is rich. Tech Wizard says Trump has been posting a lot on the community post on YouTube. Really? I'll have to check that out. Anthony for a gifted membership. Thank you. Escapo says, Jay, Jeremy, why do your eyebrows look like that? Because I'm fucking retarded. Axel Jensen says, Chris Beep Wah. Escapo says, more Krista Kamala impressions, please. Shadow Sayed says, Space Marine 2 comes out tonight, but I'm not going to pre-order. There you go. All right. So is the event, is it set up over here? Let's see. Let me refresh. Live. There it is right there. So if you guys want to go over there, continue the conversation. I'll be live here in about 20 minutes. So I'll be playing some games with Jay, of course, because I have no life. So Scapo says, I don't like Jay. He's fat.
Hey, he's fluffy. Fluffy bear.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Again, feel free to go over to 221 Be Tactical. Get your Geeks and Gamers merch. We appreciate it. Looking forward to it. Have a great evening, and we will talk to all of you later. Say bye, Krista.
Bum, 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 bum,